Reality.
UFOs.
Science.
Consciousness.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
That might not be a real thing. The podcast.
Hey, welcome back to the show, everybody. Today we have a fun episode. We have my friend Alize stopping by to share some of her stories with us that she's acquired as a dominatrix. So if you're a family member of mine, or really of anyone on the show, you may want to tune out because this is probably not up your alley.
Skip this episode.
I'm talking
Warning.
Talking to you, kid. Just anyone in my nuclear family will probably you should probably just get off the air now. But Alize, thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, and if you're part of my family, you're welcome to stay, as long as you respect my choices and my life decisions and understand that I am happy, safe, and well, knowledged in this area. I don't give a shit about anything you have to say.
You're like the perfect guest for this show because of what you just said.
Can I just say something? I think we should have a safe word or phrase. I think it should be one hand washes the other. If we say that, then we have to pull back a little bit. Yeah, get off my nipples, basically.
Sound like you know what you're doing, Dan.
Safe
words.
Yeah.
Safe words are in play.
Safe words are important. Yeah. They're important.
Let me get this straight.
Get it straight.
If anyone in this today, while we're recording, if anyone starts going down a road that's too much, we're supposed to say
one hand washes the other.
One hand washes the other.
That sounds like a long safe word.
I know, really.
I feel like it should be like
one hand washes the other. One hand washes the other.
Imagine you just get real nervous. It's just like
Jesus.
If you forget it,
what's up? Literally.
I forgot it immediately after he said it. I had to ask it. So chances of me knowing it in 15 minutes are minimal at best. But yeah, listen, thanks for stopping by. We met, I work out at a couple of places, so this is non-specific because I do work out at a few places. But yeah, we met at a workout facility, and we were chatting it up a couple of times. Banter. Seemed like you were...
I gave hardcore eye contact.
Yeah, there was some eye contact, and if you're starting to know me a little bit, but if you know me at all, you would know that. Oh God, this should be just the tip segment for this week. Can I get the just the tip out
do it
now?
Yeah,
sure.
It's actually probably a good place to start at the beginning. Just the tip.
Just the tip. Yeah.
Just a little bit.
So that's a play on words with anal, right? Because guys always say to girls, like, just the tip.
Not just anal.
Oh, I guess anything. Just let me get in the tip.
You could just, knock on the door a little bit.
So,
with your pee-pee.
All right. I don't know what the point of that is, but for my just the tip, it's to help
There's plenty of point to that.
And you know what? And I'm glad you're here because it's to help younger guys that are awkward with girls, help them smooth that out a little bit. One very special young man in general, I have permission to go name on air. My buddy Matt Cizurko from Adelaide, Australia.
Wow.
He needs a little help from people like you and me to get on the air and tell other people in that area, specifically girls, that they should do something with his penis. Play with it, touch it.
In general, he needs to get fucked?
He needs to get laid.
Wait, can I say that?
You can say anything you want. But he needs to get.
Kidding me?
He needs to get laid.
Of course, you can say that.
So the just the tip is I have long been a proponent that you don't need to say and okay. So here's why this is relevant. He has a stutter.
Aww.
Yeah. And so all right, there you go, Matt. We got a girl right here who thinks it's cute that you have a stutter. Now, if you listen to one of our previous podcasts, I gave him the advice to write down on a note that, hey, I want to hook up sometime or go out sometime or whatever.
Basically act like a serial killer.
No, we revised it, but just to establish communication initially with a note and then text. And then if there's a vibe, he can say, hey, I've got a stutter and it comes out when I'm nervous, but you make me nervous. And I said some girls will take that as like, oh, and they'll want to do it with them. Thank you.
That's a good concept, but I don't think many like nervous.
Listen,
I
we're
do?
Look,
I love when I'm in a room with a man and I make him so uncomfortable that he doesn't know how to fucking
Okay, but
act.
this goes to what you do.
Thank you. Okay, I like to think I know a little something in this department. If I have a segment called
if
Just
I were
the
a
Tip.
regular person,
It's
I'd
your
still like
segment.
that.
So my Just the Tip is, to clarify, is oh, can you put that on that other table so we don't short out all of our gear? Thank you. Just the tip is eye contact, body language, and pheromones are all you need to pick up somebody that you don't, like a complete stranger. So when you go out, or if you're in school or anywhere else, if you see someone you like, just start making eye contact. And if there's any eye contact back, then that's where it begins. And then it's just body language and pheromones, and just let it fly. And then you can literally hook up, and I've done it, with people that don't even speak your language from other parts of the planet, just because they like what you've got going on over there, and you like what they've got going on over there, and the chemistry works, man.
Not me, man.
So
I'm like a bus. If you're in my vicinity, I have a free shot. Like if I shoot my shot and you're like, come along,
Jesus.
I'm hitting you like a bus.
Wait. That just went over my head completely. What does that mean?
Like if I'm in a room full of people and I see you from across the room and you're in the same room I'm in, and I'm like, I think I want that, and I go for it, I'm like, hey, will you let me try that flavor of you? And you're like, yes. What am I to do with that opportunity?
I feel the same way.
I'm gonna take that opportunity. I'm gonna be like, well, here we go. That's it.
You're gonna be 95 someday, presumably, or dead, one of the two.
If I make it that long.
Right now, you're.
The odds are you won't make it to 95.
Right now, you're what we call, well,
Not you, just all of us
general.
in general.
Generally speaking.
Literally.
I don't know if women are ever referred to as this, but for males, it's called being young, dumb, and full of cum.
Wrong.
I'm just saying, that's what happens to males of your age, because you're like over 21, but not by much.
We're all old.
Yeah.
I don't feel old, but like, I don't really act it, but like, you think about it, we kind of are old.
We're immature.
Yeah, I'm almost
Or
40.
mature workers.
An immature group of men.
Yes.
Mac is the most mature of the three of us by about, I'm not talking age-wise, I'm just talking about like, maturity.
Yeah, I'm a
Gap.
child.
Maturity gap.
Development.
It's probably about a 10.
I'm not even full grown yet.
Probably a 10 or 15 year gap.
Wow, that's a lot.
Well, it puts us at like
But it's possibly
15 to
That's
25
fine though.
years.
An immature man
Yeah.
can be fun, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's always fun to have an immature man around, Once in a while he makes you laugh, he does a oopsie, makes you laugh even more, and then you get tired of him and you kick him out.
That's
That's
right.
it. That's how it works.
Uh-oh. These are the joints with the hashish in them. I didn't realize that. I'm sorry. This could get ugly. So, Dan, you and Sean can just take this opportunity to fire away right now, because I do have some things I want to say. But before that, can I just get an official shout out to Matt Cizergo and the girls in Adelaide, Australia? Can you say, please, somebody do it with this kid?
I need somebody to fuck this kid, please.
Thank you.
For me. Do it for me.
Do it
While
for-
you're doing it, just be like, Alize.
Do it for everybody. Make love, not war, baby. All right, that's all I got. Go.
All right, let me
Go
ask
ahead, Sean.
Alize, tell the world about yourself.
Well, I am 21 years young. I got into being super comfortable with sex freakishly young.
Okay.
I know
That's
you
the
shouldn't
way-
say that because people are like, what the fuck? But, like, it's true. Like, I've never been a kid that was, like, shy from sex. Like, anything sexual did not make me uncomfortable. I remember being one of the few kids in 8th grade raising my hand in sex ed. Like, I know what this is. I know what that is. I know where that goes. Like,
Would you
super
say that
comfortably.
you felt a calling of sorts towards that? Because that's honestly how I look at it for me.
In a way, I somehow always knew that I'd take this path. Let's just say that. Like, I always knew that this was something that was just going to be there.
Kowalski on Penguins of Madagascar says, "This feels right." And I use that all the time.
Literally.
This feels right.
My whole life. I was just like, this is a good feeling. I want to be in this feeling for a long time.
Yeah.
And then I think it was shortly after my mom passed away where I realized, like, nobody in this world can make me feel like I'm wrong. You know what I mean? Like, once your mom passes away,
Yeah.
there's like a certain like
for sure.
respect for everybody else that you just don't give a shit about. So it's like you don't like other people don't have the ability to make me feel the way I don't want to feel.
I can't even imagine the kind of animal I would be if I had no parents to like shackle me and rein me in.
I mean, I was used to it. I'm a child of abandonment. Like, not that my father is a shitty dude. He's a great guy now, you know what I mean? But obviously he was in and out of substances that he shouldn't have been in, and he's always honest with me. That's one thing I respect about my real father, is that he was always honest with me. He never lied to me, and he kept me out of the game, which was great, you know what I mean? Because my parents were addicts. It kept me away from that lifestyle, which I appreciate from him, you know what I mean? And even now, he's part of my life now, especially after my mom passed away. And even he knows to have a certain respect for me where he doesn't interfere with my personal life.
Okay. So in your dad and mother being honest, did that help you kind of be really aware of...
Yeah, it has, and basically makes you have to grow up super early.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because like you need to...
You're very mature.
You always have to like accept that not everybody's going to do what you need them to do.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. You know what I
You're
mean?
like 5 years older than me, maturity-wise.
I'm definitely not.
Yeah.
Every time I hang out with you, you say something that's just like, it just lingers with me.
Well, because I'm 40.
Yeah, he's good.
Was it when I said I'm 40?
You know what? Actually, I think about that a lot.
I was just being honest. I believe in honesty.
He's like, what? I'm 40.
I got one shot in the gun. When it's gone, sorry. I'll see you in 24
I
hours.
have a question.
I'll see you in 24 to 40 hours.
So the reality of what you do as a dominatrix, when I think about it, is I think about you're just like sitting there watching TV and you get up and there's some gimp in a box and a leather outfit with a zipper in his mouth, and he's trying to get out, and you're like, get the fuck back in the box, and you put your foot back on top of the box. Is that like close or is that like extreme?
It's close.
There's a lot of weird things. Give us some
I don't understand.
examples.
Is this a lead up to the act?
No, I've been... What do you mean?
Some
In what
people,
sense?
I think if I'm getting this right, just you let me know if I'm off here. People like, and we're not naming any specific places, any specific times.
No.
These are just acts.
An archetype.
Acts that people will pay
Allow
for.
me to... Yes.
Like, example, in Japan.
Man.
Yeah, the Japanese
Those people
have
are
a
into
urination. They have a pee-pee thing going on.
They're like up here.
They're like, I'd say probably
the sex game.
I'd say if for urine being
Golden
showers in the world probably is
Little
most
hot lunch.
popular in Japan and the whole everywhere in the world, next to Germany per capita. So I guess what I'm saying is people like in Japan will pay money to walk into a room and watch like a 20-year-old girl like pee her underwear, and then they'll like purchase those underwear. Okay, so that's like a thing. Even though I can't believe that's a thing,
It is.
That's a thing.
That is a real thing.
Years ago in Japan, they had vending machines like on the street, and I believe they still do, but I haven't been. So, and they sell girls' used panties in these like
they do.
these airtight cans, and you like pop it, and you go, "Oh yeah, that thing smells like pee."
The must.
Lots of
The
people
must.
here sell them too.
So-
my wife has a friend that
I
sells
sell
them.
mine.
So exactly. So what Dan wants to
I'm
get
selling
into.
the thong I have in my pocket right now.
Yeah,
You absolutely
I'm going to
should.
hand this over to Dan, but he's got questions as to what types of acts in general do people
That I've
generally.
done. That
Well, what do people
what
go?
people
for?
would allegedly ask
What
for.
do people go for?
Well,
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
all about sensations, I'm sure. Well, not all about sensations, but I'm sure it's partly about sensations like spanking and pinching and cold and hot.
My job is to pursue a statistic. I don't even know how to say that word right.
Sadistic.
Sadistic role in someone's like fantasy or their kink. More or
I
less.
dig that, and I don't dig it from like the point of the guy getting dominated. I dig it from the being the dominator. I like that. I don't know why.
Well, I'm a
Leather
good
and the
switch. I'm a good switch.
switch. What's a switch?
She
A
knows
switch
all
is
these buzzwords that you and I don't know about.
Yeah, yeah.
A switch is like I'm a dominatrix, obviously, but when I'm in a situation where I'm not getting paid to, pursue somebody's kink, I can be a good.
You can enjoy it the other way
submissive,
around.
right?
They call it a sub,
Yeah, I can be a good. Like I'm
not to be confused with a sus.
Like there's all sorts of cool shit, like leashes with spike collars and walking them on the floor, fucking dog moving.
Yeah, you won't ever catch me
Yeah.
on a leash again. I stopped puppy play a long time ago.
Wait a second. You were in the leash, or
I've been on a leash, yeah. In order to become a good dominatrix, you have to like know what your subs are going through. So I've done everything from like puppy play to like sub play to like piss play.
Do guys ever want like to piss on the floor and then you say no, and then you rub their face in it, like your nose in it?
Yeah. There's a course on that on piss, like in puppy play. Puppy play is when a person is like into feeling like an animal, like a dog almost.
Because some guys like to be babies, like in diapers.
My grandmother will say 1,000 rosaries in a row if she hears this show.
Oh, this is.
Oh
sin.
yeah, I've got a lot of Christian family out there. This is gonna be a fun one.
10,000. This is gonna generate 10 to 20,000 rosaries.
I'm gonna have like
Hail Mary
around
one conversation is just gonna have
Right.
Jehovah Witness knocking on everybody's door.
It's gonna get rough.
Oh, they're the sadistic ones. So don't even.
Yeah,
go
Christians
there.
low key, they're into some shit.
They're gonna spike.
So you you aren't a dog, and you don't play
I would
the
not
role
be
of
the dog.
puppy. You play the role of the dog owner.
The master.
I mean, I've been a dog once, if that makes sense. I had to go through it to know what it's like.
Right, of course.
Of course, but I'm not a 24-hour dog. I could never be.
No.
Anybody like hooks through their body, like hooks, like piercing type hooks?
Actually, there are people that
Like in The
I
Cell,
love this.
like in the movie The Cell.
Yeah, just like in their back and stuff.
This
I
may
made
be your
really good
favorite.
friends. Yeah, I made really good friends with a girl who was hardcore into dominatrixing.
I like that.
And she like had no limits. So she's done anything you can think of, she's probably done it. For sure.
I like that.
I like to think that I'm a starting off dominatrix, you know what I mean? Because I've done some extreme
scares me.
things. I've done extreme things, but I'm not as hardcore as that girl. Fuck that.
All right.
I have hard limits on whatever she's done.
Right. What was?
Oh, boy.
All right. So you're just starting out. You made the decision. You're like, yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna try this.
I mean, I've been in and out of it since 18.
Okay.
So I'm
But
not like new,
not
but
too
I'm still
long.
new. Yeah.
your first time. What's going through your mind? What are you feeling?
So the first time I ever had an actual client, I'm in this man's apartment and he's just in this little underwear and dirty socks. And he wants me to legit spit in his face and degrade him.
Where does that come from?
Child abuse.
Literally,
Seriously,
probably.
why?
I don't ask anybody their personal
Yeah.
shit, you know what I mean? But whatever,
Child
you know what I
abuse.
mean? It's my job to pursue, it's my job to do this for him, you know what I mean? So I'm looking him dead in the eye and I'm calling him names out the, you ginger fuck, you little piece of shit, like out of the box, you know what I mean? Poor man. And I smacked him so hard, my hand rang like
And
he
blew his load.
literally was like, thank you, mistress, thank you. And I'm just like, I'm so sorry. Deep down inside, I'm like, I'm so sorry. But I'm like looking at him like, yeah, and
Damn.
it's I don't know.
There's acting. There's like acting.
I know, but it sparks a fire in you, low-key, when you know that you have so much control over a person who just trusts you so much. There's a beautiful relationship between a submissive and a dom. There really is.
I did some research this week because I wanted to understand what I was asking about, and yeah, that's what they were saying. It was like this
beautiful relationship.
empowerment of women, number one. So it was interesting what you said earlier about like you're never going to give power to someone else. Now you do this thing where you have all the power.
People don't get that. They think it's the other way. They think basically anyone in any kind of sex kink is a sub, straight up, and that they have some kind of like issue that they're trying to work out.
Sometimes they call it they bottom from the top.
I don't even know. I don't even know what that.
Yeah.
She says stuff, and I have to like. Ooh, don't know what it means.
They like a cheese grater rubbed in their ass
Oh,
or their
God.
balls, but that was their decision to do it. So it's kind of like
When
they're in control, but they're not in control.
Exactly.
when I was in college, I was fooling around with like a kind of a quiet, nice girl. And after a couple of, I told my buddies like, Vonnie and the other guys this at the time, so they still bring it up. But this girl asked if she could take a cheese grater and rub it on my ding dong, and I was like, absolutely not. Like, no.
I need this thing. What are you doing?
And then the second request was, all right, well, can I slam it in the door?
Yeah, she was
And I was like, no. And then
she was
like
hardcore.
after the first two, she still she was like I think she was like hammered at this, so it was like her free self was coming out, but like she asked me if like, okay, what about just the textbook? What if I just slam a textbook on it? Wow. And none of these things were going to be okay with me, you know?
Should have tried it.
No, I'm good.
No, but I think sometimes just like a conventional guy having wild sex doesn't mean you have to like.
No, I don't need
stick beads up your ass. Like you can just.
That would have been a whole different. That's a whole different animal than slamming my ding dong in the door, grating it with a cheese grater.
Right, like non-sexual things to hurt you.
It's like a known thing that
she probably gets off on your pain. You know, there's people that do that too. That they get off on causing you pain too. You know what I mean?
Find somebody else. I feel bad for those people, but you know what?
I want done the book thing.
I want to focus.
It wouldn't have hurt that.
That's
bad.
what I'm saying. It would have been way less than the
time.
door.
I would have done it.
Right, like it would have been way less pain than the door or the cheese grater. Like, what if you liked it? What if it's just like, oof?
You know what's funny?
Just set him down a long path.
Right.
This dude,
rabbit hole.
You and I were a couple minutes ago saying that we were gonna generate 2,000 rosaries as a result of this heinous,
Mary full of grace.
Of this hold on, I got it. This heinous podcast that we're putting together today.
Art in heaven.
And then earlier, a couple minutes after that, Danimal asked, "Where does it all start?" And the irony is, I said child abuse, but that child abuse is probably taking place at the Catholic Church. So they're like creating a machine that generates rosaries.
Yeah. You're right.
You get
I
it?
get it completely.
They were
They're
abused.
the largest pedophilia organization on the planet. They create deviants.
Yeah, and then other people pray, and
they're crossing themselves to our
Little do
Father,
they know, right? Little do they know.
Oh,
and rosaries equal Bitcoin, so they're just getting fucking bank every time someone.
Little do they know, the fucking poor little Jimmy's in the back of the fucking
what
church.
a scary loop I just discovered, right?
Yeah.
All right,
That's
sorry.
terrible.
Back
That was
to-
a terrible.
Back to the questions. I'm sorry.
It's awful.
It was too good to let it go. You know. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's gonna fuck me up for a week.
So, after the first time you do it, is it from
easier.
Yeah, like after that, you're just like, all right, just slap the shit out of this redheaded dude, and spit in his face. Like, what do you do in that moment?
Gingers are my type.
Did you have to practice? With
If
like
I have a
friend
submissive
first?
that's a ginger.
I also like gingers.
Gingers are hot. Have you ever seen an ugly ginger woman?
Oh, plenty. But I
Yeah.
I've
fancy.
yet to not.
I fancy a ginger.
Oh my God,
If
they're
I'm gonna go out with a Caucasian woman, ginger's the top of my
That's
list.
it. Yeah.
For a fact.
Yeah.
I feel like there's an unspoken alliance between brown people and gingers. Nobody wants to talk
Probably
about
is.
it. Nobody wants to talk about it, but I feel like a brown woman or man with a ginger is just like chef's kiss.
Well, one time we got strippers.
Voila.
One time we
Like-
got strippers, Chris.
You
and
should
then
come on again sometime.
One of them was
Man,
Chris,
just become one of these guys.
one of the strippers was a redhead, one was Hispanic, and one was black, I think.
What, at a party one time?
Yeah. You picked them.
Yeah, but I hooked up with a redhead.
You hooked up with that redhead one?
You know I did.
I didn't know that.
For a
Now
fact.
you do.
For a fact.
She had her nipple pierced. I dig that.
Yeah, that was the best.
Yeah. Well, she had her clit pierced too, actually.
That's badass. I've always wanted to do that, but I'm a big pussy.
I have everything pierced.
The last thing I would do is pierce my private parts.
I don't have that pierced.
I have my nipples pierced.
Yeah, I've done that too, but like I'm downstairs is a different situation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That
Like that's
hurts.
fucking extreme.
I have 15 piercings and I won't get my nipples.
You have 15.
15, yeah.
That's hardcore.
I'm hardcore too.
Where are they?
Right? He's like,
There
where
are a
are
lot
they?
of
He's
them,
like, he
in
glanced
my
over.
ears,
Oh yeah, shit ton on his ears.
Yeah, I got a lot of my ears.
The
My
long
nose-
hair hides
my
them.
nose, my septum.
That's why he asked about the hooks. He's like halfway there.
Yeah,
Want to
that's
hook
why I
up on
asked
my
about it.
piercing?
Pierce kink. Pierce kink. Grips chair. Pierce kink. What?
You said something that disturbed me the other day.
Oh God. Don't ever repeat anything I say to you. It's always in the
No,
moment.
it's relevant because it has to do with like you said pegging is a real thing, and I'm like, what's pegging?
I love
And-
pegging.
Oh God! Please tell the boys what horrible
I know
horrible
what
thing
pegging-
pegging
I know
is.
Pegging is when I wear a strap on and fuck a man in his beautiful little ass.
The way you said it, it just
It's a beautiful.
It's a good
art.
sales pitch, but it doesn't.
It's not a good sales pitch.
For me, I'm
I'm
still
all
out.
set. I'm all set.
I'm still out. And
I don't love it.
I'm out.
I'm 3/4 Greek. I thought you were Greek.
it's in his.
I am
genetics.
definitely not Greek.
That was the first thing I said to you. I said,
I'm
you
Greek.
Greek? I said, are you Greek? You were like, definitely not.
What are you?
I'm Puerto Rican and African American.
And I said,
But I'm
I
mixed
was
with a little
Puerto
more
Rican.
stuff. I'm mixed with a little more stuff. But majority Puerto Rican and African.
Turns out everyone is now that the 23s and me's are coming back.
Everybody's realizing that they're not what they thought they were.
I think that the
That's
Nazis
probably pissing a lot of people off.
had 23andMe's and they were like, didn't want anyone to know about it. Like, buried the information. Like, they were testing themselves.
Times
like,
capsule that shit.
They're like, oh, shiza.
Fuck. We are all apparently made out of everything.
Fuck.
Don't tell anyone. The whole thing will be off. You know?
Half of us are Jewish.
I'm
Yeah.
so scared that like one of my boobs are gonna fall.
Well, maybe next time wear a bra. I don't know. I'm just throwing things.
I don't wear bras.
I wouldn't either, but
Free the nipple.
There's a man that
I don't wear underwear.
It's a man's invention to oppress
She's
a
wearing
woman.
a corset, too, for the audience. She's wearing a black corset, a white top, like, buttoned down.
Okay, time out.
Timing out.
I am feminist, hardcore. I don't know if I'm hardcore, but I believe in equality. I believe in equality for all living beings.
Did my
First of
nipples
all,
offend you?
No, certainly not. What I'm saying is that you were offended by the fact that the bra was invented by males, and I get fine initially that might have been the case, but surely at this day and age, some industrious woman has gone out there, or several have said, "Hey, I have huge boobs, or I have these problems with boobs and bras. I'm going to make one that's awesome, and I'm going to market it as a woman-owned company." And women surely would flock around this person.
Stop
and
calling
say,
me Shirley.
First of all, majority of like, I think that bras, women like inventing bras or wearing bras is just because they got brought up to think that they're supposed to wear bras. Like
in
if we
Asia,
lived in a world,
in Asia, they don't. They tie a
fuck that
wrapper.
too.
I think it's more comfortable.
I mean, that would be much more comfortable. But fuck that too. At the end of the day, I feel like if we were raised in a world where they're like, you don't fucking need a bra, a lot of women would not wear a bra.
I mean, by that rationale, it's just walk around nude.
At this point, right? Fuck it.
But we don't, because it's, we have to like shelter from the cold and the elements and bugs. And you know what? It actually feels better on the back if you've got like 32 Ds and you've got a bra on. I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't wear a bra. What the hell are you looking at me for?
They're
I don't
sexy,
have-
too.
I know how to
Sexy.
take them off,
Tits
not to
either.
put them on, baby. That's all I can tell you.
They're sexy. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
I always ask the question of why do I like boobs? I have no idea, but I love them.
You're
I
programmed to
love
love it.
bums. I don't know why.
Boo guy?
Why? No, I'm everything, but like why? Why do men like it?
I like girls' tummies.
Well, why
I'm a
isn't
tummy girl.
Why isn't that the thing? Why isn't that the thing?
a
Or
good
the
ass-
eyes or the nose? Oh shit!
Well, everyone has
a good
weird
ass is
part
a good
that-
ass. A good,
That's
good pair of
facts.
tits.
Look
is a
at
good pair
that
of
big
tits.
Greek nose. Oh,
But
man.
What
Give me a
love
chubby.
tummy.
what conditioned our brain to like it?
Porn.
And probably.
No,
No, I
Sex.
just like them. I've liked them from a young age.
No way.
Big
A
movies.
horse looks at a female horse's ass, and it loves it. All it wants to do is get up on there and mount that.
Because their job
Well-
is to
Because that's the way nature programmed us, everybody. It's a software we're
Not
running.
even big boobies. All of them.
Dogs, same
Like,
thing.
All of them.
All animals,
Booties.
they whatever the other
Booties.
sex has going on, they've got it. Homosexuality and all the other stuff that like the offshoot. Well, homosexuality, I'm pretty sure is like a natural population control that is built into animals because there's other mammals have it. Other mammals are just nuts and will bang anything.
Oh yeah, we love a
But
lesbian
there's
lizard.
clearly a massive percentage of our population that does not like the opposite sex and has the feeling Sean has for boobs for guys or girls of the same sex. So it's just you're programmed by some kind of DNA code to like what you like, and there's no real. That's it, right? There's an actual set of like DNA in your body that tells you, "Yep, that's the stuff," and you could change
That's
that.
what I'm asking.
You could change that.
When did it start?
Change it.
It started over millions of years of evolution, presumably. I'm not a scientist, apparently, so who the fuck knows? But
Throws
insulted
pen.
by that one, and I didn't even drop it.
I'm sorry.
Sticking his craw. For,
I didn't even say it. In fact, I've given you an honorary PhD.
yeah,
At this point,
Yeah.
we're giving into your need to be for the label.
One hand washes the
You'll
other.
be-
One hand washes the other, exactly.
no.
So
He's really good at taking notes. You tell him once, and he's like, "I got it. That's it."
I get things dialed.
I know.
What did you just take for a note?
You wanted to ask. You had something about a thong, but you didn't want to talk about it off air.
Yeah,
you wanted
why
to talk
didn't you
about
wear
it
the
on air.
thong?
Oh, no, I bought a thong to wear tonight.
You should have.
Well, I wore it for 10 minutes at home, and I gotta say, I'm really impressed that women wear these things for us because it's a string up your ass.
It's
I'm
super
wearing
It's
uncomfortable.
on your butthole, basically. Like, you can't pull it out.
I don't know if
All I thought about was, This thing's up my ass. It's up my ass. It's in my crack. I had to take it off. I can't do it.
You gotta forget it's there. Once you forget it's there, once you throw it out,
I don't
you won't
see
even
how I can
notice.
do
There
that.
must be an adjustment period.
I'm used to comfortable. Women are used to uncomfortable underwear. I'm used to like comfortable boxer briefs. You know what I think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do leopard print bikinis, like tight. I can do that.
Like Speedo bottoms.
Yeah, I'll do that.
No
That's
thanks.
cool.
I know. I came here with the bag, expecting to see some guy in a G-string.
Oh, I wasn't gonna whip it out or anything or get spanked or anything.
There was some talk of things that may or may not happen. We were just going to see how it went when we went down. We can open up your bag of tricks in a minute. I'm going to tell a funny thong story.
Yeah.
So this
Sean's
actually,
gonna get pegged.
no, we're not. Yeah, right. He's the last guy that would do it. When
One
we
hand
had
washes the other.
we had a party once, and like some strippers were like, "Who wants?" Like they were essentially asking who wanted to get
I should
pegged.
tell this.
Yeah, you should, but you can. My thong story is that thongs are super uncomfortable. They fucking suck. I don't know if it's because if you have junk, if like a guy has like a ding dong and everything, and the junk is pulling that floss more like up our cracks.
No, the junk was fine. It's a nice ball bag.
No, but I'm asking if that ball bag is putting tension on the string.
Maybe it's not your
And
size.
it's good. Oh yeah, definitely that's a factor. But I'm saying is that if the penis pulls the anal
That's
floss
actually
tighter,
so cute.
so
at
make
that,
him spank him if he
Look at
doesn't
that.
put it on.
I
Hit him.
literally love it.
My
So-
wife would kill me.
She would kill you. So she'd kill me too.
everybody here.
She's like, how
You might
dare
you might get away with like
Wait. Is your wife
loss of
hot?
limb.
Yeah. I think she is.
She has a lot of Sailor Moon tattoos all over her body now.
She's my type.
He's really into it. But my thong story is this. So my sister lived in Miami, and she brought home 2 thongs as like a joke to
Allegedly.
for her two brothers, right? And they were in fact, like you say, a little too small. But I used to tan a lot naked at the pool at my parents' house because they were always, living in a different state in the summer and no one was home. But there were random people would just start showing up at our house to use the pool, like a cousin or a friend of my dad's, or just random people that like thought that it was cool to come use the pool, and it was. But I was naked, people. So I'm floating around nude in the pool. People show up. It's starting to become a problem. So I come up with the genius idea. I thought of the thong my sister brought home from Miami because I was like, hey, I can wear this, and it's like being naked, but if somebody shows up, no big deal. So I'm out there tanning.
Might still be a big deal.
And my sister takes off for work, locks the house. My keys are in the house. My cell phone's in the house. We have an electric pad on the side that opens the garage door, if you know the code. It was randomly broken during this particular instance. Now, I've got to be at work at the restaurant, and my buddy at the restaurant has the key to the house to let me in. But I can't call him. So my only option is to just not show up to work at all and wait hours in a thong for somebody to let me in. Or I can walk down the street to this motherfucker's house and ask him to use the phone, ask them to use the phone. So you weren't there, but Aaron, your bro and your brother and his football buddies were there, and they were like senior year of high school. They were all like super homophobic. I'm wearing nothing but a thong, and I've got to walk down the street, and I've got these old neighbors. I got these old neighbors in like the neighbors around the circle, the old people. They're all sitting out in their yards, like enjoying the summer.
Oh,
and
shit.
here I come, tatted up, walking down the street in a thong, and I just wave. I'm like, "How you doing?" And I get to this dude's house, and I knock on the door, and like one of his like brothers. Football bros like answers the door, and he's like, "What the fuck, man? There's some queer at the door with a fucking he's like toxic masculinity up the wazoo, like seniors in high school, state championship football team. Like, there's some queer with a thong on, man." And so like his brother shows up, knows who I am. I've known the kid since he was 4. I just fucking slap him out of the way, let myself in the house, use the phone. All his high school buddies are like, "What the fuck, man? What's going on? This dude's in a thong, man." You never remember that? You never heard that?
Yeah, kinda. Yeah, I remember it now.
So that happened. That's my thong story. That's all I have.
That was
an epic story.
Why didn't you use a tube to cover yourself up?
I didn't have anything, man. It was all locked in the house. There was no way in.
Tie a noodle on you or something.
I had no options left. I said, fuck it. I'm going down the street. going to the animal's house, using the phone. Wasn't my first time just letting myself.
No towels.
So fuck it.
Right, you went outside with no towel.
I left. I don't know what happened.
Brave
Right, it was
man.
like the perfect storm, and it just happened, and that's it. That was
Just that series of events that just does not fucking make sense.
Yeah, like my phone's
Back
locked.
then, that toxic masculinity was like
Brutal.
strong. It's gotten better now.
This would have been like 2004, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Part he's forgetting is there was a bunch of towels. He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking walk down the street in my phone.
That's the reality of that one.
It's just he's like, I got this.
That's the real story.
This is my moment. He saw an opportunity and he took it.
This is my moment.
This will be a funny one.
50-50.
It was a little bit of both.
Somehow he knew it would come to this moment where he'd share this on air.
Can I tell the stripper story that you were mentioning before?
You have to. If you want
Is it
to.
the gingers?
No.
No, they were.
It was a close. It was a near.
We were at a party.
It was almost a pegging.
I
It was a
remember
close.
this. I
It
remember
was a close call.
this. Yeah, we're glad you didn't do it.
And I would say that myself and 2-3 others were there that were his friends. It was all his younger brother's friends.
So they were encouraging.
Yeah, so this woman
Enabling.
goes, they're doing a show, and they go, anybody want to get fucked
They were
in
doing
the
a
ass?
double dildo thing, like scissoring
And
each
before,
other. Double dildo.
I swear to God,
Like
before
that.
the
In a
woman
New York
said
minute.
ask, before the woman said ask, Chris was on all fours in his underwear. I mean, Candyman.
No, with his underwear
It
down.
happens. It happens.
Yeah.
And so
He
they
was
were all like
ready
egging
to
him
go.
on.
Locked and
And
loaded.
they're all like, yeah.
They're like yelling, "Do
And we're
it,
like,
do
his
it,
friends are like,
do
no.
it."
I'm like,
No, Chris.
I'll be answering
We're like,
for
let's
this
go.
for
Would have picked them up.
20
Like, we're
years.
going home now. This is when we
Yeah.
leave.
Yeah. 20 years. I'd still be answering for that.
It's the closest I ever came to being pegged, and hopefully it's the closest I ever will come. But you never know. Things get
That
crazy.
moment.
You know, I refuse to explain myself. Even if I did like some weird shit, like somebody pinching my balls and putting a gag in my mouth. Like, do whatever you want.
Yeah,
In this
for
day
real.
and age, do whatever you want.
Right. Try something.
I love all the scandals over history, like the Archduke of wherever has been caught with sadistic pornography photographs
Yeah.
in the year 1872. You know, it's like, this is who we are, man. They did, like, we've talked about it before. Not you and I, but like us, the group. Yeah,
The trio.
you have to Google it. I don't know what the real number is, but there's a retarded amount of that. That means a huge amount of. There's a huge amount of data of the percentage of data that's being passed from over the internet. Like something like 30% is related to pornographic stuff. Wait. Okay, he's alive. All right, just checking.
I'm just thinking.
He was out for a second, right?
Yeah, he goes out sometimes.
Zoned out.
He
I
goes
have
out.
narcolepsy.
You better ask him something or tell him something interesting, or he'll fall asleep. Right now.
Ooh, wait, don't fall asleep.
And this guy doesn't want to catch it because he's waiting for him to land face first on the table. He's
want
like
his head
got
to-
his fingers crossed for it to happen.
That'd
should
be
put
that'd be my dream.
We could put a bungee cord with a hook on the
going
wall.
on.
Literally, so he just can't.
I was listening to the whole thing.
We're just making sure you're good.
I'm good.
This chair reminds me of like something.
That's
I
a
can't,
nice chair. It's
Yeah, I
fine
can't
leather.
remember where it is.
It's probably leather. You're used to wearing leather or seeing leather or hitting
No,
people
I
with
think
leather.
It reminds me of a chair like you sit in with a cigarette and like a mustache.
It's
like
a
somebody-
fine-
Yeah,
It's like a bar.
something.
It's a
reminds-
nice chair.
Like, the
do it
feeling
very
is-
slowly.
It's expensive
I
as shit. I
remember.
got it. My aunt gave it to me for
I
free.
remember
She had
this
like
fucking
10 of them.
feeling. It's just 10 of them.
She had like my aunt and
Collection.
uncle. My aunt and uncle, they're like not technically related to me, but they're Greek, so like, you know, they're like,
Yeah, all Greeks are related, you know.
Yeah,
Greek
exactly.
mythology, you know,
Exactly.
math and shit.
so they
Zeus.
they never had kids, you know, and they had a lot of they never had kids and they had a lot of disposable income, and you know, sometimes women don't like the way the house looks or they're unhappy about something and they go out and spend 10 G's on a sofa, and then the dude sits on it and he's like, this sofa fucking sucks, and it gets wrapped in bubble tape and put in the basement for 20 years, and that's what happened with that. That's a brand new leather sofa that nobody ever used.
What a
and it's like
life to
extremely
live.
I
expensive.
know. We would
What a
never
life
complain
to
about
live.
something like that. We would just have the couch and that would be it.
Literally.
Kids would be filling.
And they
shit
moved
on
to Florida and they couldn't take all their extra like furniture and storage. So they gave it away, and I was like on the top of the list. I was like, yeah, baby.
I think I've seen a chair like this in porn. I can't remember what porn, but it's in a porn. I'm gonna look it up and I'm gonna send it to you if I
It's a
find it.
fine
I
chair.
mean, there's so many porns.
That is true. That involve couches.
it. No, I saw
That is
I
also
saw that
true.
one. I saw that one.
That one with the couch.
One with the couch. Yeah, casting couch.
You know what he thinks, And it took me till this week to get it, that this is what you think, Macca, that, okay, me and Danimal are into UFOs. We like talking about them. We like thinking about them. We like all the...
We like thinking about them.
We like it all. We like the whole bag, okay? This guy thinks, okay, you know how it's a thing that people from like the West, well, people from Europe or you know, let's call it like first world countries will go to like third world countries on vacation.
Right.
And a lot of the reason for that is that they're looking to like exploit sex, you know, for sex workers and stuff like that. Okay. He thinks extraterrestrials are super wealthy people from advanced civilizations and that we're the third world place they like to come. And that's and exploit. And that's what explains why they always bring us up to their ships, and there's all kinds of like sexual things that people remember.
Butt stuff, a lot of butt stuff.
Macca thinks that it's not anything scientific whatsoever, that these people are super advanced technologically. Mm-hmm. They look at us, they're attracted to us, but they look at us like animals that they just want to do things to.
I absolutely get that.
It took me forever that's what you were talking about, but I listened to it this week, and I was like, oh, man. Because he was talking about this rich dude that got caught with like 6 kids in these countries, that, you know, he was traveling around on sex safaris.
Sex safaris. That's what
sex safaris.
Yeah, and he thinks, Macca thinks, the planet of Earth is a sex safari hotspot for ETs.
Now, I don't think it was always like that.
That's what he thinks.
I think that there are some other places that maybe are just... Because we haven't figured out how to do the space travel, whatever you guys fucking say.
I don't think enough of their experiences are sexual for that to be the case.
But there could be some.
There's definitely some where, like, especially when they make like 2 humans have sex.
Well, let me ask you this.
When they make 2 humans have sex.
They're making them produce a baby.
You've said it before that all types of things that do exist are existing, right? So it's perfectly,
existing at one point.
It's perfectly plausible to assume that there's a race out there that evolved like humans that are technologically advanced, because we're not that off.
Well, there could be people that come down like you become like sex people, like
just
like to have sex with a lot of people,
and they want to get on their space yacht, go to Earth, have sex with.
Well, they could be
20
disguised
humans.
as a human too. That
could be too.
It might be human-esque. Who knows? I'm just saying. It's plausible that would occur.
One time I had a dream.
And I had never given it a thought until this guy brought it up, and now it blew my mind.
One time I had a dream where I was, everybody split their penises in half, like, and I was normal and boring because I had a regular single penis.
All right.
Yeah.
Have you ever, I'm afraid of midgets. Have you ever been in any midget scenarios?
I am not.
Talking about little people? Is that the politically
correct? It's a better way to say.
They like
don't call them.
I have a phobia of dwarves and little people. I'm not sure why.
I'm afraid of butterflies.
That's preposterous.
I just pictured this little one in leather with a little whip thing.
Yeah, no, I haven't met any little people yet. I haven't been in a situation with little people. I
don't think. They love fucking doing that.
But imagine that situation.
Doing it.
I think they're just trying to make a buck. You know?
Yeah.
It's a massive industry.
It is.
So what do you think's going on right now? No one go near each other.
I know, that sucks. I have to
people are having virtual calls?
Yeah, I mean, I can talk to people through the phone. I got paid once to ignore somebody through Zoom. You know how easy that is? Like, literally, like
hey.
Yeah, he's like, Mistress, can you pay attention to me? Mistress, can I do this? And I'm literally ignoring him.
You're just like
getting paid by the hour,
pretending you're doing something else, or you...
Exactly. I'll play PUBG,
what a
like fucking hop on the Xbox.
So that's the nicest thing I've ever heard a girl say.
What a
play PUBG on Xbox, but so
I know he does that, right?
Yeah, So
50% of the time, actually.
I know.
50% of the time that he's breathing.
That I'm conscious.
Unless I have like
I'm breathing when I'm asleep, so.
True.
And when I stop, I'll die.
Like a shark.
Hardcore, man.
Like a shark.
So video gaming has always been a big part of my life.
Is it?
And and like 20 years ago, when MMORPGs, that's massive multiplayer online role playing games, MMORPG. When World of Warcraft and those types of games first came out,
right.
There was this company that had a sex game. MMORPG sex. And so people were virtually online with these characters. And so, like, you could be like a guy, you could be a girl, you could be whatever you want. And you could run around and do all this wacky stuff with your character. And people love that. And I had the idea that what if, and this will work out for you, you could make devices that were wirelessly connected to your computer or your gaming console that, like, you would have to pass the control over to, let's say, the Dominatrix, who's in, I don't know, Maryland, and you're in New York City, but because there's quarantine and all this, once you get the thing, it would, like, deliver shocks to their, like, ding-dong, or choke their throat, or, like, you know.
Oh, they have, like, little vibrators that do that. I have one in my bag.
Do. But they're wireless, and you can make somebody else feel something from home?
I have a vibrator in my bag that if I put in me and give you the remote...
Take it out right now.
He's like, I need to see this now.
Open the bag.
This would be...
Let's open the bag.
Yeah.
The bag scared me. I was like, what is in there? Why do you have it?
I pictured a big
very
bag.
hefty.
I pictured a leather, like, old school, like, snap bag.
No, I gotta keep it PG. You know, I have a kid, you know.
Oh, you have a kid?
No. Not like a child of my own. Like, I have a little sister that I don't expose this light to.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, I keep it.
I have many children.
Thanks for sharing. I just don't... Let me see what bag it's in.
Sweet mother of the Lords of Kobol.
Yeah, I have a lot of bags.
I feel like those are a lot of money.
Whoa, look at that beefy dick.
Dan, stand up and put that thing next to you just to see what it would be like to have something
Can I
like
hold
that.
it?
Just a second. Let me wipe it.
Is it clean?
Yeah, I always pre-clean, after clean.
That's
but
safe.
trust
Don't
me,
worry about it. I don't
every
mind.
toy in this bag wears a condom. Just BT dubs. Because I never share a toy with anybody that,
What's
you know.
a condom?
Oh, dude, we were at the gym. They're for sailors. You wouldn't know about them.
I haven't.
We were at the gym today, and me and my homeboy were done working out, and we were walking into the boys' locker room, and these three little homies were there that were like 16, and one of them dropped a condom out of his bag, but it wasn't like wrapped; it was like open and.
Just an open ass
And
condom.
his homies were like, "Yo, man, you dropped that," and me and my other buddy were like, "What the fuck?
Can I touch it?
Is there open condom?"
This is the biggest fucking hog. Hey!
That is a terrible toy.
My wife would run away from this.
That's a disturbing thing I
That
just
is.
saw you do. Oh,
You know,
They don't
this
even
is
know
ma-
any of this.
This
Hey.
is made out
This
of
one's way cuter.
This is made out of platinum
He's-
silicone.
Alize, he's a you know what this guy does for a living is he makes molds
Right.
and produces things like that.
That is beautiful. That is
So-
a great job to have.
This
So-
is clear silicone as well.
And
Big wand. He's like looking at He's like looking at my bag. Like,
Oh yeah, we have one of those.
What's going to come out next?
the wand is amazing. If you've never used this,
Yeah.
use it.
It has a little
Multiple
like a
settings.
charger too. That,
Yeah.
like, just magnetic. Is it magnetic?
Oh
on
no,
that
this
one?
one's not magnetic. I do have a
You know
magnetic.
what I'm talking
one.
about though? It just connects to it.
Yeah,
It's like the same science of a
That's a
back
power tool for
massager.
men.
literally. I use that on men too.
I want to say that my
Yeah.
god,
Oh,
the
that's
ball
not-
gag.
Chris, you
No,
should
the ball gag
you
I
should do
have.
the commentary of what you're pulling out.
You guys,
The golf-
I'm
the
in
golf announcer.
I'm smoking a J. You guys are gonna have to.
So
cover the
this little
commentary.
toy right here, if you put one end on the inside and the other end on the other inside.
What are you saying? That's a double.
Oh,
Yeah, you can put it either in your ass, in your vag. It doesn't even matter, honestly.
Wow, that's like the next level.
We have the erection results.
So this
And it
is
comes with a little remote.
this is supporting Macca's extraterrestrial theory because if you look at the products that are on display in front of me right now, humans
All
have
advanced.
spent
Well,
an
they
enormous
can't
amount
look at
of
it.
humans have spent an enormous amount
Okay, that's a
of
belt.
energy,
That's a
time,
nice belt.
research, everything to produce this shit. I mean,
Wear
these
that to
are
work.
these are electronic goods, plastic goods,
I got a sweet belt.
apps, computer games, like you name it. We've got something that you can do sex with it.
Okay.
What is that?
Well,
Tape?
It's non-sticky sticky tape. So
what
it's
do you
for
do?
it's mainly for beginner subs. It's
That's bondage tape.
yeah, it's tape that
Yeah.
sticks to itself, so that way like it's not super irritating and
I have a roll of that. I use it for my stretched ears. For
Is it like
wrapping?
a super fine Velcro?
yeah, I
tape?
feel it. Super nice. I love it.
Okay,
It's one of my
so
favorites.
So I bought.
somebody,
You can buy that at Spencer's.
I
so
see.
somebody at like 3M, which is a major company, they make adhesives and tapes and things like that. They came out with this. Some other company was like, you know what we're going to do? This is a great product for beginner subs. Look at it's leather black tape that sticks to itself, and we can tie
But
people
it's not
up.
no adhesive on it, though.
Yeah, right.
I think you have it.
Yeah, I have a roll
irritating.
of this.
You think that somebody went to 3M and said, "We need you to come up with
This is
this."
smart.
So that
No, I think
Good
somebody
investment.
did that, and then 3M was
I have
like,
a roll.
"We're gonna fucking do that too, but for regular stuff." Or well, let me just not
research and
label something
development.
regular.
Research
Do
and
you have anything
development
weird in there, like
costs
a
a lot of
teddy
money.
bear or something? Like, just like
No.
completely out
That's
of
what I'm
the...
saying. The porn industry.
This is strange
gets
to you.
funding
What is that?
to test
Condoms?
these things out.
Drives R&D. You said it.
Yeah.
Right.
I use a vasectomy.
Oh,
It's much
that's
better.
genius. Yeah, at the bottom of the
I
bag
also
is
use a
just,
vasectomy. It's great,
it's just lingerie.
except when you're
great.
getting it.
Dropping loads.
Lovely, just lovely. You're a Renaissance man.
Yeah.
I actually am.
Yeah, I guess.
Sex work is important, especially
You
now.
don't have to tell me.
Everybody in like 2020 and 2021 can just be a
I
fucking
heard
sex worker.
today
That's
that
true.
I was my homeboy that I was working out with today was talking about this strip club that opened up where he lives is packed morning, noon, and night. And I was like, yeah, people are extra backed up right now if they're not living with somebody and going to town like Dan and his wife.
Very true.
Yeah, it's hard to go out and...
I know, but there's also like this thing going on where like people
What's
who
that
do,
thing? I've seen that. What is it? That's
It's
a
a butt
silver.
plug.
That's a silver
butt plug.
Okay, that's. I
And
thought
it
it was a
has a
silver
cute
bullet.
heart
Isn't it cute?
end, I guess you'd call it.
Looks so against this.
I'm not against it.
This
I
is
just.
like-
Somebody manufactured
I'm into
that.
regular
Like,
stuff.
It's really nicely made.
yeah,
It's
that's.
all chromed out. It's got a nice jewel, heart
Yeah.
jewel.
Oh yeah.
It's nice.
Well, I mean, you know,
I'm, like, super
They
shaky.
dig up. They dig up sexual.
Wouldn't that just feel like you have to take a shit?
No. I'm in training.
I'm
so-
glad that got brought up though, because if we got through one episode without this guy asking how it
About
affected your
shit.
bowel movements, I would be.
Well, I was going to ask
Disappointed.
about bowel
Go ahead,
movements
get it
anyways.
out. Let's get it out.
Well, I mean, have you ever heard of those guys who like to lay under a coffee table and get shit on the glass? Have you ever heard of that?
I have.
The
I
guy
have
lays
heard of
under
it.
the
Not saying you would do stuff like that. I'm just saying. I just wondering if you.
No, I've definitely heard of it.
It's crazy.
That's a hard limit for me. Anything that has to do with anything coming out of my asshole is a hard limit.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And vomit.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with
That's
vomit.
another
either.
one.
Wait,
I've
so
had
you
people-
wouldn't vom on someone?
Yeah, like I wouldn't personally vomit on somebody, but I've had people vomit on me.
I would do
I've
it
had
for
people
money.
vomit on me. I've had people accidentally piss on me. I've had people squirt all over me.
I'm gonna throw up.
I would throw up on people for money. I would do it. If some guy was like, I'm going to pay you $1,000 once a week
Well,
to
yeah,
puke
like-
on me, I would puke all over him.
No, I just think the whole process of me like having to like,
Yeah.
that just doesn't do it for me.
Stop. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna puke.
Do you
Right
have a weak stomach?
Gonna vom.
lately.
Literally, there's dildos on the table,
That's different.
and me talking about like,
Gigantic ones.
Oh,
Dan, dude,
anybody home?
let me see that. Let me see that.
they're playing with.
Do you know the
a
penal
literal-
codes in this state?
Do you know the people go to the state?
I text you that all the time.
That's mean. That's a
So
mean thing.
There's a movie that came out before you were born, and before I was born, actually, the Kentucky Fried movie. What year did the Kentucky Fried movie come out?
1978.
So this movie came out in the 70s, right?
No, maybe even earlier, 73.
It's like grainy. What is it? You've lost some of your
hilarious.
toys on my couch?
Probably. No, I just lost my phone.
Yeah, great. I'm gonna find something in like 3 months. It's gonna be sticking in my side when I'm playing PUBG. I mean, what the fuck is that? And it's like, oh, butt plug. It's just a butt plug.
Imagine
What are other straps?
what straps?
In that
Oh,
plastic bag.
Um,
And why don't you have a? Oh my god! Why not? Those are what are those handcuffs?
yeah, you put them around your hands. Your
Very
feet.
comfortable.
This is cast
ones.
up a real dick.
But those are like furry cuffs that are comfortable.
Yeah, because I'm a peen kink, but I like to be comfortable.
Now what is that? That's a paddle. Oh
Oh,
Jesus!
very comfortable. I'd sleep with these on.
I'd wear those.
Yeah, even my
That's my style.
Even my rope is super soft and it's hypoallergenic.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with anything kinky, right? Because you like what you like, and it's not your
When you
fault.
say that phrase in the beginning before you say something kinky,
No.
like, it sounds like you're a little against it.
No, I wanna stress that it's in the DNA code. So Macca likes big boobs, so do I.
Well,
so does everybody.
I was saying that I was speaking generally in that, like, why do men like big boobs?
Okay,
Or boobs,
exactly. So there's like a spectrum of stuff, right? And most people are in this like range of the spectrum. That's all that they
I
need.
can't stop looking at that.
That's all that they need.
Give it to me.
I can't stop looking at the giant penis on the table in front of me.
Get it away from him. Get it away from him. Give him the little one. Give him the little. It's too big. Give him the little one.
What does that do? What does that thing do? Like
This
is it
thing?
just for show or?
Why do I have this?
It
Oh,
fits in some people. You'll be
is like-
surprised.
like
I've
the
pegged a
Boondock-
man with this.
Oh my god!
this is like the Boondock
That's-
Saints rope.
Gaping asshole.
How? Wait, so you pegged a guy with that on, and you're not in jail for murder.
How do you put that thing on?
You're not in jail for murder.
Strap
So
on.
that's
Oh, it's a strap attached
No,
to that
I've
thing?
trained
There's an
people who
apparatus
want
that
to
hooks
become
onto.
better in anal.
okay.
Yeah, so there's training processes. I have in this bag a bunch of like levels.
I want to put that thing in my fly and walk around in public and get the thing out.
This is like when in school.
Just like tie it to your leg.
Yeah, no, just like hanging on my fly. Just like walking the grocery store, like put that big thing out.
This is like when school and you'd have like a guest speaker in class and
Yeah.
they just pass it around.
Yeah.
Just passing sex toys.
That's what's
around.
going on
Yeah.
right now.
Okay, so these are different sizes of
Butt
anal stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Where I was gonna say before
Oh, this
his
is a cock ring.
outburst.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a bad kinky one. That's cool.
yeah, that has a little.
I don't even use that. Like, I don't even turn that little thing on. I literally, like, if have somebody tied to their chair, I usually lube them up and just kind of like raise that up and down. It's kind of
okay.
like Chris's
what?
face is like.
What all I was saying was I don't look
the
down
cock
on
ring has a
I don't look
vibrator.
down on anyone for the things that they're into, but sometimes I feel bad for people.
who?
For people that have a very specific
Kink and
kink that they
find.
can't get. I feel bad for them because it's like they will run into people that call them weirdos and freaks, or that there's
Right.
They
something
can't
wrong
just
with
enjoy
them.
it like me. Like wake up in the morning.
What I'm saying is, it's not their fault that that's what they like. You know what I mean?
Those are
And
nipple clamps.
I'm happy
yeah,
that
that's-
I'm like a meat and potatoes guy. I'll take what I can get. You know?
Right, right.
I'll take whatever I can get. So within reason.
He just needs to feed.
I don't. Yeah, that's right. The thirst always wins eventually. But I don't even know. What are these nipple electrode thingies?
Nipple clamps.
Book clamps. Interesting. That girl from college would like
Dan,
this.
you want to get those on you?
No.
But like, I can satisfy my sexual urges like with regular sex and regular porn and just whatever. And I'm glad that porn does have all the other stuff out there now. But like, I tell like the young kids today, I was like, you kids have everything. I was like, when we were growing up, we had magazines, right? Or you had a video, like an actual physical video that your
And it was like 7 years old.
your parents could
Like-
catch you with it. You could. It was, you were in trouble.
I've
And,
had videos. I've had videos.
Yeah, and
We had VHS.
we got the internet.
VHS.
We got the internet when I was probably like 14, but it was dial up. So, and they didn't even have video pornography back then. They had just pictures, and they took a while.
It did. It took a while.
It took a while to download one. So, like, if you were like 15 and you wanted to rub one out, you were like.
a fiend,
The
right?
internet went up, and then you had like a couple of photos, but you couldn't open up like 20 pages and load them all up and get all the stuff you like.
You had to
now.
find a good one. Or
Like-
we had a disc with like 14 photos.
Yeah, and you could like go to your favorite part maybe, but like kids today, man, they have fucking everything. They got whatever they're into, and so here's a question. And this is a
Badass
big
white
one,
girl.
right? So you learn
Pog.
Pog, yeah. Pog. You can go to Pog if you want.
what is a pog exactly?
Badass white girl.
Fat ass white girl. Fat as a PHAT.
PHAT.
That's why it's throwing me off. I never could get it. I'm like, I don't get this.
I wish I had a.
So get out of here, weirdo.
Right.
You've got a
It's all
you've got a
muscle, honey.
culo. I know, but I'm saying it's butt. It's hind haunches. Okay, so you learn about sex a little bit
Every day.
as you get older from doing it with people. But when you're a kid, you learn about it either from your parents or your friends. Or
HBO
some
after 12.
Yeah, maybe HBO after 12, whatever.
Cinemax.
Point is, some external source teaches you, oh, this is sex. This is what people do.
Right.
This is what you should be into.
Right.
So my question is, nowadays, kids learn about sex from the porn sites. And so they're opening them up, and it's everything.
It's not just porn sites though. Kids learn from their own trauma as well.
Sure, but what I'm saying is like regular kids that don't have a trauma or whatever, people that don't have a trauma, that just are growing up, the masses, so to speak, right? They're going to go on the internet, they're going to type in a porn site, and they're going to be like, oh my God, There's 50 categories. There's this. There's that. And so now they're being exposed to this huge spectrum of things, which is gonna do some weird shit to society because no one ever really like right now. If you have like a certain kink, you can't get that. You can't feed because you can't satisfy it because there's not a lot of there is now because of the internet and stuff. But like 25 years ago, what were you gonna do? Take out an ad and like meet somebody at a motel or something? Like you don't know what's gonna go down.
That's illegal.
Now
you be a midget tied in the closet.
Yeah, now they've got access to there's a few things that are illegal, but most of the stuff's out there, and the stuff that like they have cartoons and shit. There's ways to get around it, but these kids are all growing up now, being exposed to everything, so it's gonna light off stuff in people that normally they wouldn't have been exposed to. Like some dude is going to see another dude get pegged on the internet, and he's going to be playing football, and he's going to be like, "Oh God, I can't let the guys in the shower know, but I'm super into watching this chick peg guys. That's all I can rub one out to, And girls too. They're gonna see things that are happening on porn, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, that's how you do it." That's
right. Porn has definitely taken like sex to a whole new level in the sense where it's like people who are still new to sex think that if you go on a porn site and see how she's getting fucked, it's the way that you're supposed to get fucked, which isn't
true.
Like I'm all for watching
it's not true
porn,
right now.
Even if you're young, like watch the porn you want to watch, but at the end of the day, I want you to like acknowledge the fact that just because this is how they're doing it doesn't mean that that's how it needs to be done.
The shit we had to jerk off to when we were younger.
Brutal.
Oh my God, I had to jerk off to simulated sex in Cinemax. It wasn't even
yeah,
real.
but now we're talking about now and
that was
nowadays. You know what I mean?
That was a treat. I'm telling you, that wasn't a JCPenney catalog.
Girls,
that was like I've scored.
Remember?
Yeah, but nowadays
the porn
girls are like
Tower News. They had the jerk off booths.
Oh yeah, the jerk off booths.
How old were we able to go there? Like 18.
18.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
You go in there my memory of it. Because when
it's
you're
not a place you go.
Yeah, when you're 18, like they're like,
I hope you don't want to go into a booth.
They're
and
like,
jerk off.
no, you do. You go. All me and my buddies when we turned 18, we knew that we were supposed to go to this place, and they had like porn.
Wait, I didn't go there.
No, because you were 2 years younger than me, genius. So we all go, and man, was it freaky? Like we got the fuck out of there. It was like there were weird dudes in there that were like in trench coats and shit that we didn't want. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like we didn't want anything to do with it. You'd probably be like, "This is what I deal with every day." But for us, we were like, it was too much.
I've been to a party where a girl was like getting fucked in a like porn store.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've been to some crazy. I've been to some
like
crazy
not to be
shit.
random or anything, but when I went to a porn store,
MJ
I was like,
BizCon last year had some crazy shit like that going
I
on.
don't know why. I just had an image of a bunch of midgets coming out of a closet dressed as
You
clowns
and the
with that
midgets.
dildo in their hands,
In
like running away with it, like they were stealing something.
So like, I like to go on vacation in
He's
Thailand.
having fun with this.
Yeah, I
And
love this.
in Thailand, they have in Bangkok, they have all these what's called a ping pong show. And they have a girl shoot a ping pong out of her vajayjay. But I've seen a woman
Pretty self-explanatory.
I've seen a woman at these shows shoot a blow dart out of her vagina
I've seen
and
him smoke a cigarette.
hit. My buddy held a balloon up in the air. I mean, across the room, and she nailed it. And me and my buddies, everybody. And so
How do
there.
you find out
That
you're good
pussy's
at it?
elite.
So this is what happened.
Nice distance.
So you get
Can you imagine
NBA.
trying to enter that and she just spits you out like just like whoosh,
I don't
you're
know how.
gone.
I don't know the physics. I don't know the physics of the vagina blowgun.
God.
Not
But
many scientists have studied that one.
it's
No.
Kegel
there's
strength
just not a lot of
is
research into it, But the you get in what's called a tuk-tuk or a taxi, right? And you tell the guy like, "Hey, I want to go to Club A," and he tells you, "Oh, that's closed," or "Oh, you don't want to go there. I tell you where you want to go," and he just doesn't matter where he brings you to this place.
Drops you off.
Yeah,
He probably gets paid to drop people off.
he does.
100%.
Yes, that's why he's doing it, man.
Yeah, it's a scam.
And so like you just get dropped off at these places sometimes. But I'll tell you who's in there. It's packed with Japanese people and German people, like couples. Like couples. And like silent. Not a word. It's like you could hear a pin drop. And then every once in a while you hear like one of the Germans start clapping and stand up and go, "Oh yeah. Yeah.
I literally
Yeah." Like
This is fucked up.
and me and my buddies are like, "Somebody please get us out of here."
Wait, but you stood long enough to hear that one German guy clap?
There's all like
It's like
Yeah.
a poetry.
That's like my real question.
Imagine-
Yeah.
Long enough?
stood long enough. My buddy was holding the balloon up. He was part of the show. They pulled him out of the crowd. I couldn't go anywhere.
Imagine if you're stoned, just like, this is the most fucked up thing.
And we were
They were
gone.
stoned.
Trying to register it, just
Yeah.
like, is this real life right now?
We were
Like,
fried, man. We were drunk. Yeah, it's a lot of.
my buddy's
some-
over there holding a balloon while this girl
stay
just
out of-
spits a dart out of her
red
badge.
For the record, that is not why I go to Thailand. I do not like those places at all. I'm more of like a ride an elephant, fucking jungle guy. But those places are full of like some very strange individuals, I guess. But whatever. Who am I to judge?
Are they strange or is it just misunderstood?
Well, there's so many. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Or
I think
just
in like
German.
well, in like 20 years, are all the people gonna like? Is all this kink stuff just gonna be regular?
I hope.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Do you, when this is all said and done and you're still fairly new to it, and like, do you think you'll ever truly have an understanding of what it means to like sub and dom, like deep down what is going on? Do you think it's going to take you a long time to like figure that out, or do you think you have a pretty good understanding of it now?
Not that I have a good understanding of it now, because you're always learning. It's always a learning experience. It's not like you're going to do things a couple of times and you're automatically going to be the best dom in the world. Even doms who've been in the game for a long time still learn certain things, you know what I mean? Like, it's always a learning process. So I'll never fully grasp and understand what it is to really dominate somebody, but I know that for right now, me as a dominatrix, that I like to do this because it makes the other person feel fulfilled. You know what I mean?
It's
and I get
instincts,
to,
right?
Right. Like, I like to do this right now because of what I like to do. You know what I mean? Like, this is just it for right now. And it's not going to be a forever thing. So, at the end of the day, it is what it is.
Yeah, but I like to see the ones that like have like hangy tits.
Oh my
They're like
God.
60 and they're like still doing it.
This is what you enjoy
Like-
the granny porn.
And their voice is all like scratchy from smoking too much, and they're like, "Sit down, you little shit."
Like Shelley Long. When I think of a dominatrix, and I don't think she's a dominatrix. I think she's just like goth. But when I grew up, and she's probably like old and dead now, but man, she was hot.
Dead.
She was a hot older broad when I was like 12. Elvira, Mistress
I was just
of the
gonna
Dark.
say Elvira, yeah. Whew.
Oh yeah.
Elvira.
She's
Mistress
still
of the
hot.
Dark.
She's
The
still hot.
hairdo, the legs.
No, she's still hot, Chris.
Elvira's still hot.
Yeah, she's
Very
still
much
hot.
alive.
How old is she?
She's probably like 60 now, but
Probably.
she's pretty hot.
Well, that's not
55
even that
maybe.
old. She could still be on
Nah,
the table.
she's still looking
Still
good.
hot. And
Yeah.
She's still on the menu.
still sexy as fuck. The tits are the same.
Yeah, well, they're made out of whatever they're made out of.
Right.
They're not human tissue, I'll tell you that. Those women that got boob jobs, like when they first came out,
Those are strong women, man.
those were risky. That's risky business.
Fuck yeah, bro.
It was huge money. There wasn't that many done before, so people were just like, I don't know.
I always try to imagine myself like what if
there's
I
a
had
learning curve to
C
anything.
cup.
I don't know. It's
I like my little handful right now. I think it's great.
boobs rule the world, man.
Boobs are boobs, man.
This is wow.
I think my body proportions fit
Are you
right
looking
now.
at Elvira? This is
Yeah.
the current photo.
She's still
This
fucking
is
hot,
her.
Yeah,
bro.
look, I got that picture too.
Oh my!
It's her
Redhead
without-
now too.
Sweet mother of the lords of Kobol. She's a redhead.
She's just fucking.
She goes to black once in a while, but
Holy shit.
I think the black hair is a wig. I think her whole.
It
thing is
could
a
be,
wig.
yeah, it
It's
could
a
be.
wig. It's a
Yeah,
whole
yeah, wig.
costume.
I would
Literally.
settle down with this woman for at least 18
She's
months.
literally still fucking hot.
That is
Yeah.
a beautiful...
She can still catch all the words.
That is a beautiful... I don't know how old she is. She's got to be like 55, 60.
I'd
She
say
is,
in her 50s. Yeah.
she
Yeah,
is looking good there, dude.
She's a Christmas card wife.
she drives a crazy ass car too, like a monster dragster.
She's badass,
Yeah.
man.
That's what I
She
drive,
looks like
but-
that. I'm telling you, gingers, you can never know with them, man. I love like those little ruggedy gingers though. The ones
They're
that
the
look
thing.
like they fucking skate all day and have like traditional American tattoos. I love those.
I like traditional American.
We got to somehow get my buddy from Australia to move here, go to college, and become the intern guy in the background that does all the stuff
That'd be
that we
awesome.
Good stuff, yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I'll tell him, I'll give you a place to live, and
Tell him to come here for a year at least.
Yeah,
That's
Tell him to
it.
Come here.
Learn how
that's
to
it.
edit.
Yeah, give him a job and a place to live.
Yeah.
You know, you can work at the restaurant, do
We
shit for
can
us.
just
balls.
talk to him in the background and like the Howard Stern show.
Yep. What does it cost to fly somebody from Australia to here? What is
Probably a couple thousand.
Couple
bucks.
G's.
I mean, now with this pandemic, maybe not.
That's
Maybe
true.
cheaper.
Now's the time.
Yeah, now
flights
Do it now.
Flights are dirt cheap.
Do it now, man.
So you just carry this bag everywhere with you. This is
No, I don't carry it everywhere. I carried it to your house, but
Hey, that's your
You
doing.
never know.
That's your doing, man. I don't want anything to do with anything in there, man.
I know that sucks. I bring it for no reason, man.
When you
That thing is calling to me. Like, hey, Dan, look at me.
Leave him alone.
That's a big dildo.
Thank you.
Yeah. They make it bigger, too, I'm sure.
Oh, for
I
sure.
think twice or 3 times the size.
This is not that terrible.
I'm close. It's just
No, that's a big
Terrifying,
beefy
right?
dick.
It's scary.
You can't show that on regular television. They say no way.
Really?
That's cast off a real person's dick. I can tell from the texture on the top of the head.
He knows. He knows this. He knows. I don't know what his penis knowledge is.
I can tell. No, I can tell.
He knows molds, man.
Someone didn't sculpt the top of the texture on the.
I don't know, man. The computers and shit. I'm pretty sure they can like scan it with like
Well, it
laser.
came from a real
and
dick at some point. I'm saying.
Okay.
There are dildos on the table. Sorry, Mom.
Yeah. Gross.
My stepmother's gonna hear this and she's gonna be like, Alize.
I'm going to
Alize.
alcohol the shit out of this table afterwards. I'll tell you that. No, that's all right. That's
I
fine.
don't. It's fine.
So, yeah, people act like animals. I don't know what to tell you. I smoke grass, and if you're somebody that smokes weed, and you go to like a fancy family function, nowadays it's a little different. You see a lot more people sitting around together, passing it around, joining in, whatever. But in my family, you always had to fucking kind of sneak away and smoke one. So like, I'm at a wedding of my cousins, and I'm like sneaking away from the party to smoke a joint. This is like dusk, so it was like some light, but
Some dark.
it's dusk, yeah. So I'm smoking a joint, and
That's when I wake
don't
up.
hear any like. It was like a movie. I don't hear any like sex noises or anything like that, but I hear like the bushes like shuffling around,
Rattling.
and rattling around, and I'm stoned, and I'm like, there's
Scruffy.
music playing, you know. So it was like, I'm thinking I see the bushes across. They're like across the street from the bush that I was behind,
Right.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, what the fuck is going on over there? And about 2 seconds later, I see my cousin and his wife pop up and like get dressed.
Yeah.
And so they're like, oh, they call me the Deacon because it's like a nickname from when I was a kid. They're like, Deacon, what are you doing here, man? And I'm like, I'm sneaking away to smoke a joint. What are you guys doing here?
What was that bush
And
doing over
so
there?
they've been married since they've been together since college. But
Good for them.
you'll love this animal. He told me that this is a thing that they do.
Marriage seems hardcore.
It's not for me. Every single wedding they ever go to, they try to sneak away and have sex on the premises during the party.
Fuck yeah.
That's like
That's cool.
that's like a
That's
thing that they
fucking
do to
lit.
keep their
They'll be married
relationship-
forever.
Yeah,
Literally.
They have 3 kids. So.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Pretty
cool.
sure my cousin snipped, but yeah, I mean they're older than me. I mean they're 5 years older than me, so I mean they're sneaking into the shrubs
Literally.
to do it in the middle of weddings.
I feel like that's
in
the
their
type of
40s.
person.
So
Yeah.
That is literally the type of person I'd have to be married with. Like,
I am going
you
to,
can't be boring. in our
We just talked about that
marriage.
on the show earlier. Like that, me and my wife do that all the time. Maybe not at a wedding, but like,
I would, bro.
Now that you've heard it's
Definitely-
possible.
Yeah.
yeah.
Wherever
Now
I can
I'm
get it,
thinking
I'll
about
take
it.
it.
She'll like that one.
I don't know, man. I feel like if relationships and a dominatrix.
Wait, are you into relationships or no?
I mean, I'm not opposed to one, but I feel like whenever I do try to have a regular relationship, a lot of people take that jealousy factor and run so
Yeah, you
fucking
need
far with it.
somebody like that's really
Literally,
open,
like, and that.
open-minded.
But this is the thing. I don't hide this from people that, you know, like if my aunt was like, hey, are you a dominatrix? I'd be like, fuck no. What's wrong with you? But if like a boy who wanted to like obviously date me or like obviously just try to fuck me, I'd be like, well, I'm a dominatrix. Is that okay? And they'll be like, yeah, I'm totally okay with that. I'm not shy at all. I watch porn all the time. Like, okay, whatever.
They said that at first.
Then the
right?
moment I bring out the belt or like drop the bag, they're like, ooh, they flinch. And then they're just like,
It's
wait, so
scary.
you do this to other men? I'm like, I do it to other men and women. It's not like it's just men. Like, duh. They're like, so you get paid to like fuck other dudes? I always have to explain this, which is tiring. A majority of my clients don't need actual physical like sex acts to get off. You know what I mean?
Verbal
I can
abuse.
backhand a man and he'll jizz. Like it's
That's
I can
fuck-
say I
that
can say
guy's
the word
fucked up.
like I can say the word panties and somebody would be so backed up, you know, like empty their clips. So it's like
Wow.
I don't
Jesus
I wanted to ask you
Christ.
about that.
I don't have to like physically and like people also forget that I am trained to do this. You know what I mean? Like I am trained to pursue a sexual act with a person and have no emotional ties to them. I can literally fuck a man one day or fuck a woman one day and see them the next day and like, how was your day?
Right.
Like, how was your night? And feel nothing, you know what I mean? Like, this is what I do, you know what I mean? And there's a line between professionalism and like a regular relationship, you know what I mean? And people forget that, and the jealousy just like creeps in on them. And they're just like, they start to get literally crazy.
The other thing too to watch out for is just that when you do something that is supposed to be fun or cool or whatever, something you like professionally for a job, sometimes it turns exactly into that. It turns into a job, and then it makes it like you don't want to do it. But what you had a question. What was it?
Well, I wanted to ask about that part of it. The
customer spectrum.
Well, is it always sex that's involved?
Is this the lead up to it?
Barely.
Majority of the time, there's no sex at all. You know what I mean? I literally get paid to like use somebody as a fucking stool, or like lock somebody in the room for hours and then feed them twice a day.
Human beings are just fucking great. Some guy pays
literally
you to sit on him.
Like,
It's a real thing.
Yes.
when I was dominatrixing, because I'm
Probably
not
somebody
now,
rich and
you know what I
powerful
mean?
too, right?
Oh, of course.
Literally, like men with thousands of dollars to their names. Like I'm
All they
treating
want.
them like a caged animal.
Just want you to poop on them and stick them in a cage.
Yeah.
Feed
If we
them
were in New York
feed them a
right now,
bone.
They want to lay under the coffee table and watch shit.
if we were in the atmosphere where I still had clients, there would legit be a man in that cage right now
This is
throughout
the
this
kind
whole conversation, and he would have nothing to say about it.
You wouldn't let him talk,
I would not.
and he would. That would be
Listen to me.
Oh my God.
I don't have to physically touch some people in order to get them.
Can you imagine if we took all the energy that we're spending on these toys and these kinks and all this stuff and put it towards like solving world hunger or cancer? Like we'd probably have
It'd be a
like.
fucking peaceful world.
I'm just saying that seems like there's an enormous amount of
I got a question.
human energy being dumped into this stuff.
Right.
I have a question. So you notice a trend in like the type of guys that are into this stuff? Like it's not guys who dress outwardly freaky like me. It would be more guys that probably are more buttoned up during the day and need to release, right?
Yes.
That's. I always figured
That's
that.
the
I always figured if you're like a politician or something, you're into like public speaking and hey, handshaking and glad shit, you know, whatever. You're fucking sick behind closed doors.
You know, it's funny because
Maybe not sick.
I wouldn't be
I don't mean to
surprised.
belittle
it is a stereotype for sure.
Yeah,
But yeah.
you'd be surprised if the man at the bodega store is just okay with missionary sex, while the man who works on Wall Street is legit on all fours getting pegged. Would not surprise
Right.
you.
With
at
a
all.
gag in his mouth. I can't
feel
get over
like
the
the more
gag.
money-
I love the gag.
Yeah, the more money
Bring
a
out the
man
gimp.
has,
Bring out the
worse
gimp.
his
Work.
dick
Gimp's
is.
so-
See,
Gimp's
that's
asleep.
what I'm saying with the aliens.
The more money a man has, the most disgusting kink will come out of him. I bet.
Oh man,
You'll be surprised.
See?
I'm not into money. I'm into like a hammock on the beach in Bangkok, like Koh Samui.
Simple man, simple. Man.
See, maybe that connection to like needing money and like, because like I don't really need it. Like I require it for living, but like
It doesn't make you happy.
it doesn't make me happy. No.
Yeah.
My
Otherwise, I wouldn't do what I love.
money's a shitty thing because when people find out you have that money, they're just like on
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
They don't use you for that.
Does crazy
They don't
things to
use you for you. They use you for your cash.
Stereotypes suck, but they are like founded in something. Like they're not cool. It's not nice. Whatever. But stereotypes exist for some kind of base reason, and it's very strange to me that there's a stereotype of powerful men that like, you know, this abusive stuff. Because I just watched a show called Warrior on HBO, and the mayor in that of San Francisco, all he wants to do is put on a mask, go to this prostitution house, and have these girls beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And he's like married, and he's like, you know, he has to be wholesome. But like you hear about like these popes over history and like the depravity in the church, and the, you know, that's because those were positions of power. So it's like it's weird that these people accumulate power, which is hard to accumulate. You know, you have to go out and get it most of the time.
They always have something to blackmail each other with.
But secretly, what they want is these, you know, somebody to just fucking whoop their ass. You know,
You know, it's
I wouldn't be
kind of
surprised.
lucky. I'm kind of lucky to not have like some weird kink that I can't get at home. Like
Yeah.
a lot of guys do probably. They have some weird ass kink. that
lot
they
of
just
people do.
never be able to get at home.
I think most married people just stop doing it in general.
No, I don't believe that.
No,
I feel
I-
like people
no,
who have a
for
strange
sure.
kink get
Stop having
married.
sex or the kink.
No, people who have a strange kink should get married to the person who can.
No,
supply
I know.
that kink.
No,
Oh, yeah.
oftentimes
You know what I
they do, but I'm saying that when regular Joes and Sallys marry up, the sex life drops off pretty quick after the kids are born. That's a thing.
That's why you don't
It's
have
definitely
kids.
a thing.
I'm just
I
saying.
have four kids.
Answer this.
You're a different
don't
animal,
have
though.
kids.
You're a different animal.
I don't want to have kids ever.
I have 4 and they're great, but like sometimes we just gotta sneak away.
You're still very young.
I mean, like if I can, I mean, like if it happens, it happens. But I'll do everything in my power to prevent myself from having children ever.
Why? You don't want to bring a human life into the world?
I mean,
Into consciousness?
no.
Because it's a painful existence to be alive every day, or you just think it's a gross
You're young,
place, or
too.
what's your?
No, I just
You don't want the responsibility of it.
No,
All of
I
the
just
above?
feel like I just look at other parents and I'm just like that could never be me. I just could not. I just could not. I like, mind you, like from my past shit that my mother has gone through, like I could never have feel like I
It's
would ever
heavy
have
as
to-
fuck. I'll tell
just
you that.
yeah, just the thought of like ever having to do any of that just to survive and help my kid be okay too. I could never. Like I could never bring myself to do that. And then to just the constant fear of failing your children is real.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
right now, like I'm constantly scared to fail my little sister. So imagine me with my own children.
Multiply that feeling by like 100.
Exactly.
And that's what it's
so
like.
I
It's
just wouldn't
intense.
want to do that to myself. Mind you,
intense.
like I'm also a person who suffers from bipolar depression. So it's like I would never want to put my own kids through that.
Yeah, no, I often have said that I think the cruelest thing you can do is bring a consciousness into the world against its will, because that's basically what happens when you're born. I mean, there's a lot of philosophers that argue that, like, a lot of different things, but essentially when you're born, you're like, here I am. I had nothing to do with it.
Right. You were the fastest swimmer.
I had nothing
yeah.
to do with it, but here I am.
And all time exists at once.
I have to
so
feel
when you're
this.
born, that's your time. But like every time exists all at once. So like,
Yeah, no, don't get into that. People aren't ready for that. But you're right. No, you're right.
this is a
He was
dig.
gonna go
This is
down
a,
that
Time is a
rabbit
flat
hole.
this is a
circle.
deep dig. Like as silly as I am this episode, this is a deep dig into like the human psyche, and I think the weird shit we're into.
Yeah.
I agree.
I like
I
It's a lot to do with it.
I said I did research this week, and I tried to understand
I did none.
what I was asking, and
I did a little.
As in research, did you watch porn?
no, I didn't
I did
actually.
some field research.
I just read some articles.
You did some
So I read like 2
research.
articles. But what I thought was like this is some sort of and I don't want to use the word strange, but for lack of a better word, strange therapy. And you're like a therapist.
In a way.
And I feel like the way you talk about things, it makes me that confirms my belief.
Oh, did you have a mentor?
I did actually.
You
Yeah.
keep talking about being trained. So
Yeah.
So like,
Where is this?
I know they do classes on it.
Is
Like,
it like
I
a
had
Jedi Padawan?
I had my own mistress. I can't say her full name, but I had my own mistress, and she helped me train for a lot of things that I'm able to conduct sessions in. So, like, I went through my own puppy play with her. I went through my own squirt process with her, and we
it was
still
just the usual.
we still like talk on the
Typical
phone,
stuff.
and she sometimes walks me through like anal play because I'm in training for that. So stuff like that, you know.
I respect anyone that takes their career seriously, so that's all I gotta tell you.
me too.
Like if you care, like if you give a shit about what you do, and it's not something you do just to pay the bills, I respect you.
This is something that a lot of people didn't know I did. Like people from high school, if they listen to this, they're gonna be like, "It makes sense."
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
it makes sense. The way she
Born-
carried herself makes sense.
Born people are real people. I mean, they're born, they're on TV, they live outside.
Yeah,
the
I just
camera.
felt like it was time to just finally just claim this. You know what I mean? Like, hey, this is what I do, and if you know, you know, and if you don't,
I'm not
Sorry.
super. I'm not super into future planning. But where do you see yourself in 5-10 years?
this is not a forever job. I'm gonna literally be a dominatrix for as long as I feel comfortable with, and then my end goal is to have an auto shop ran by women.
Because because I did want to get into some of that too. You're
I
not
love it.
just she's
I'm not just a dominatrix.
She's not
Yeah,
just a
obviously.
sex thing. You do welding.
I do. I am certified in welding.
Cool.
I
You're
can't go
into-
near a welder.
You're into a lot of tomboy type stuff.
Yes,
You want to own an auto shop.
I do.
You know how to weld.
I do.
That's
I
hot stuff.
Also, OSHA certified in automotive collision repair as well.
Body
Holy
work.
shit.
Yeah.
Body work, yeah.
That stuff's harder to me.
And
than-
mechanics,
That
though,
stuff's
'cause
harder to me
I
than
can change a
any
tire.
of these toys and any of the ropes.
I like the smell of Bondo.
Bondo is a good scent.
It reminds me of my childhood. I used to make masks out of like fiberglass resin. They smell like Bondo.
Looks
You had
like
the
I picked
greatest
the wrong
childhood.
week to quit sniffing glue.
Had the greatest childhood, literally.
We had a cool childhood. We grew up together. We had We had toys. We had nice neighborhoods.
Where did you get these wonderful
I didn't.
toys?
We had.
I didn't.
We had woods to play in and BB guns to shoot.
And trails and like we found like wells in the ground and stuff. And
Yeah, a lot of nature.
Not me.
Well, you grew up in the Bronx.
Well, that grew up in the Bronx. I was born in there, and then I lived there on and off because my mom was a stripper, so she moved around a lot. I think the longest I stayed in one place was during high school. I lived in Holyoke for a while.
Did she have a stripper name?
She did.
You might be genetically predisposed to be a sexual person. I hear tell my grandfather was like a tomcat, and
my dad is definitely a fucking tomcat.
I'm just telling you. I hear tell my grandfather was a
You gotta
tomcat.
get him on here.
I think it skipped a generation, but now I've got it. And yeah, I think it's genetic. Everything is.
Fuck yeah! If you have my dad on the show and you have him talk some shit to you,
There's some weird shit about genetics too that they're figuring out now, like that evolution can occur a lot faster than we think. So like if a dude or like if a human being spent like a certain amount of time in their life doing an activity, I don't care what, ice skating, right?
your kid's just gonna fucking...
Their kid's gonna just have some kind of like, because your DNA replicates all the time. So at the point when they reproduce, anything they've learned to do and their DNA like knows how to do gets passed on.
I guess.
And so that kid's gonna just wake up one day and be like, I don't know why.
My parents must have been good at fucking.
I don't know why, but I feel like I'm overwhelmingly compelled to go ice skating now.
I got the fucking DNA.
There's gonna be some like macho dude that wants to be a figure skater and he can't shake it and he just has to do it, and it's fucking DNA, you know. It's
and he's fun, and then
just like...
there was a movie about that before, right?
Well, that's a different thing. That the cutting edge is he was a professional hockey player,
and
he happened to be
I
good.
remember that movie.
Because you're a hockey player. Man.
Yeah,
you're good.
hockey player.
You used to be good on the ice.
Yeah, I was good on the ice. I could still skate.
You used to be a very fast runner because of your hip flexors and all the other muscles you worked out in hockey. Okay, one thing
Calves.
we have to,
No hair though on my legs or arms.
one thing we have to cover.
Neither.
Yeah,
I
really
literally
fair.
grow no body hair.
Yeah.
One thing I have to cover because I
Weird.
promised to do this. I'm sorry to put you on the spot. You got to give us one pelvic thrust.
Do it.
Oh yeah.
Do it.
You want to see a pelvic thrust? This is a famous thing.
Do it.
My brother, like when
people
people
we know
come
in
home,
town
when
know
people
about
come
it.
home for the holidays, like
never
Christmas and
seen
stuff,
this.
they like show me the pelvic thrust, and you're in shape right now. Break one out.
I've never seen it.
And you're in shape right now.
Take the headphones off. Get yourself stretched out. You're wearing leather pants.
I know the whole outfit is a thing.
Get yourself psyched up. Let me see a perfect pelvic thrust.
Oh, wow! Dude,
Wow.
look at
That's why I could be a
that!
stripper. I could be like,
Eat your heart out, Shawn Michaels.
Wow!
I'm just a sexy boy.
Is that
Not cute boy. Totally.
that wasn't underrated, right? Like
That was.
people come home from the holidays and
I'm telling you,
with the
this
leather
guy-
pants, it's really something.
That is. That's
This guy's in a band. It's like
good.
you can't tell me he's not.
We just don't play instruments.
I don't play anything.
I'm a rock and roller. I just don't play any instruments.
I know.
Yeah.
Nor do I sing.
You know they have lessons on
I can dance.
on scream singing. You know. I want to
Scream
take
singing?
them so I could be in a band.
That'd be-
I want to be in a band so
just
bad.
be a Korn.
I could be in like a metal band. Like,
Korn cover band.
oh yeah.
So you can come on anytime you want. But I'm just saying we're
This
running,
is like the best episode.
we're running an hour and a half. So if you want to keep going, we keep going. But I'm just calling it out.
Whenever you want. We can continue this.
You guys
we
have
can
other
keep going.
questions. You guys have
See,
other
what-
questions.
You can be submissive.
I can be. I'm a good switch. This is true. But this is.
Switch.
I'm.
Does it need to be a
mainly-
woman or a man?
It doesn't matter. I love women, but I love men too.
I would
so.
love to be a dominant. I don't know.
I feel like
About it.
So be a dominant.
I feel like there is something about homosexuals that they have on us heterosexuals is that
They have everything
like-
on you.
yeah, they know how to work the equipment better because they've got it on them. And I feel like women probably can like
I eat a mean pussy.
play with your special parts better than a guy because they have them too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Navigation's easy down there.
Yeah, I get that's the one jealousy. The two jealousies I have about the homosexuals are that they're all guys, so they just like walk into a gay bar and everyone's like, "Hey, you want to
Women
fuck?"
are homosexuals.
What's that?
Women can be
Yeah,
homosexual.
I know, but I'm talking about from my angle because I'm a heterosexual male. So for me, one time, me and this guy were hammered. We stumbled into a gay bar. Okay,
That's fun.
now
Gay bars are fun.
is where our priorities lie. We'd probably had a bunch of drinks.
Right.
He'd had more than I had.
Right.
So he's like strong arming his way to the bar because he needs another one right now. First,
Stop.
my first instinct is, where are the girls that I'm going to try to have sex with?
Wrong
And I start looking around, and pretty quickly it becomes apparent to me that, hey, there are little to no females in this bar, and in fact, there are men dancing and kissing, and this is a straight up gay bar. So he's like 3 sheets to the wind, drunk, couldn't give a shit. He just wants a beer, and I'm like, yo, we got to get out of here, man. This is like not the right. This is not
out of it.
This is not the right environment for us.
You know, I was just thinking. I just said before. I said I'd love to be a dominant. I don't think I would. I think I like the medieval costumes, and like I was just thinking about it. I like the paddles and shit, like medieval costumes, just going around whacking people. But as far as like the reality of it, I was like, no, it's just too fucked up for me. I don't know.
You could make the equipment though.
Yeah,
that would be so lit.
I think like the
You
shit
guys should
you
be friends.
use,
You
I
can make
literally
some-
was just gonna ask.
like
make you some
whips
custom
and
gear.
stuff and like gear. I think that's cool. But as far as like walking through a room and some guys like ball gag, I'm gonna walk right out.
Yeah, dude, you're a married man now. You're off the table. But
Well,
Marriages?
where your talents could come in,
even like towards my wife, like I wouldn't want to be dominant towards my wife
I don't think you
or
have a choice.
submissive
I don't
either.
think you have a choice on the second one.
Well, no.
She's
Maybe
dominant. She's the
maybe she
dominant
is.
one.
Yeah. Well, no. If she just attacks me, there's nothing I can do.
She's a vicious.
We love that.
So
She's like a rap.
I'd attack my husband.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have other questions, but I do want you to make us laugh more with some of the things that you've done to your customers or clients or whatever.
What are the standouts?
That we would think that would
What's the
be
most
funny.
fucked up thing?
Well, like people are into stuff and they
I don't know.
it could be basic.
There's nothing.
Is there anything weird
You
like
sit
this?
on a guy.
Yeah. Or what about some
Yeah,
guy
I've used people as legit couches, chairs.
Does some guy want you to tell him
Footstools.
like just like you have weird features or just like something with minor that he wants you to like insult him on?
Yeah, a lot of people want me to make fun of their feet. A lot of people want me to make fun of their
God, what happened?
dick
to those
size.
people?
A lot of bigger men.
What's
to be
the
made
spectrum of penis size, you think? Have you ever seen one so small it's pathetic that you're just like, how could that even be real compared to some of the other ones I've seen?
I'm not sure if I can share that, but
Do you see a lot of dinky dudes?
It's a very general question. I'm asking about,
Yeah,
in
what's
the
the
male
range?
population that you've encountered, there's
Yes,
a large
yes, I
range,
have.
and you've come across some really tiny dinkies. Because I've seen some
yeah,
I've seen some on the internet that I'm like, these can't be real.
Can't
No,
possibly.
they're
On both
they're
ends of the
real.
on both ends of the
like
spectrum.
the ones that look like. Have you ever seen those little like versions?
It looks like an acorn. I've been seeing a lot
Or
of.
like, have you ever? What are those little corn dogs like that, but
Yeah.
smaller?
Oh, you're talking about like the
Like the little baby ones?
No, she's
Yeah.
talking about like the
Stuffed
little
piggies.
the
Piggies in a
pigs
blanket.
blanket.
That
Bingo.
and like I've seen some about
little
that
wiener
size.
schnitzels.
I've seen some about that size, but
Yeah.
like wearing little sweaters,
I've been swimming.
little turtlenecks.
People that listen
Oh
to the
my
show know.
God.
I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this because this is the first time I've told you. I've been swimming and showering naked with some older men over the last couple of months because I've been hanging out at the Y, and they have one big shower area. And I've seen a lot of. Let's say I've been exposed to a lot of naked men in the past 6 months.
Doesn't it shrink when you're?
And I am shocked at the small size of penises I've seen on some of these older guys. I don't know if it shrinks when you get older or if these guys grew up
maybe
their
it
whole lives
shrinks
that way.
more.
when you're cold.
I've seen guys.
wet.
Yeah.
No, these guys aren't coming out of the pool. They've been playing racquetball. They've been doing all.
No, when you're warm, your penis is
Mostly they're
very
mostly
healthy
they-
looking.
They're honestly
Very healthy looking.
Yeah.
Well, from what I've observed, they spend most of their time naked in the locker room talking about politics and shooting the shit. But
Right.
I've seen penises that look like there's like an acorn head poking out of where a penis should come out, and I'm wondering where the rest of it is.
And they have no shaft.
Yeah, nothing. Just like a tip. Just the tip.
They have a a dinky do.
No,
Yeah.
I've seen those. Definitely,
I saw
run into
Dinky Do
those.
yesterday, and all I could think of was you, Dan. Not because of because you told me about
Seen
it.
those. I think the weirdest thing that I have done.
Thank you for clarifying that. I don't have a dinky do.
That's right. You wouldn't have 4 kids.
I have a healthy.
The weirdest thing I've ever done is like almost had my whole forearm in a person once.
Okay.
Oh,
Like I've been
shit.
literally
Dan, give me a measurement.
almost forearm
Compare it. What do you think the circumference is on
forearm
that?
deep.
What?
Not your forearm.
I
Alize's
have
My
like a
forearm.
woman.
tiny little
I have like a
forearm.
woman's
But like,
forearm.
come on now, like
They're roughly the same
look
size.
at me
honestly.
compared to like most dominatrix. When other people think of a dominatrix, they
You know,
think
I
of like
don't
this
know
woman
many.
who's like almost 6 feet tall and like fucking Amazon, woman,
Helga.
right? Right, exactly. Like
Broomhilde.
you go on Pornhub, there's like these massive women,
Broomhilde
and I'm
from
like
Germany.
5'4", I weigh like 145 pounds. So it's like, boop.
What do you
Still,
when you have your
that's-
fist up an ass? Do you say and whisper in his ear, "You fucking loser"?
You're wearing like
I
a
have.
huge glove doing this process.
Yeah, I wear gloves. I love
Like a veterinarian's glove because they're used to.
Like,
it.
when
Yeah,
you work
there's
with monkeys?
long latex gloves like that you can like put on.
This is
I'm
an
a
industry.
I'm a latex kink, so I love anything that has to do with like
Oh,
latex.
I know latex.
And pain. Like
So-
I'm into pain.
So you wear an outfit made out of straight up latex.
Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes I wear various parts made of latex.
Run around latex. Yeah, latexed out. Well, nothing you can do about that. That's
That's
what you're in.
true.
You're into what you're into.
Right, this is true. I
The
respect it.
animal can make you some custom gear whenever you need it.
I know. I'm
He has
excited.
the skill set.
Latex is one of my things. Actually,
I
That's
love
what I started
latex.
doing. Yeah, I use good latex.
What do you want to make?
Well, I don't want to make anything. I work for a
I
living.
don't make anything.
I do it for full time for a living. I don't want to do anything when I
So
get home.
this is my point. It's a busman's holiday for you if you make something for somebody. When you get home, you do not want to. So they
Well,
call it
yeah,
busman's holidays.
I
Like
have
they
my
go
own
on vacation
projects
and they
and I
have
don't
to
even
drive.
touch them anymore.
Yeah, because you're burnt out. You're like, yo, I don't want to see.
Yeah, I do it for work. I don't want
It's
to.
like why I don't like gardening. I'm
Sure.
done. I'm burnt.
Yeah.
out.
Gardening.
I've had
Yeah,
enough.
like
Right.
Well,
it's just I do it 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
Building connections would be fun too, with other people who like know how to make stuff, or other people who listen to this and want to get dominated.
Oh,
You
we'll
know?
make that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to be a middleman for any kind of thing like that. But
I
if you
won't
have
be a
if you have a
middleman.
website that you'd like to say on the air, is there a place that
Sure,
dominate? Like, if I'm a guy on the internet right now and I want to find you, what do I do?
My main account right now is on Instagram.
So that's what the girls are doing.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
yeah. I'm not on OnlyFans right now, just because.
This is the thing I've talked
What
about
is
a few.
that?
I'm just new to the OnlyFans thing. I don't even really.
So
know what it
OnlyFans
is.
is a website where it's like has no boundaries. You can upload anything you want, and majority of the people that download this app
Are private subscribers.
are private subscribers to their own sex tapes, them masturbating. Sexual content is mainly what's on there. People are making
so it's
money off of this.
Yeah, no, I've seen it. So my buddy is on Tinder all the time. He's like, he just got out of the army.
Fucking Tinder, man.
Yeah, he just got out of the army. He's home. He's like hooking up with chicks left and right. He's like dealing with his demons,
As he
right?
should.
Yeah, and he's telling me that he keeps getting derailed because of OnlyFans ads, and I'm like, what is that? You know, and he's showing me, and I'm like, you know, we're working together, and he's like 5 out of 10 messages that he got from girls on the internet were,
Like, hey, buy my OnlyFans.
yeah, hey, hit me up on this. And one girl sent him a menu of like, hey, if you want this, like foot pics is this, breast milk is this
Oh
much.
my god.
Dan, anything you can think of a girl doing on a camera, they'll do it, and they've got it categorized, they've got it menued, they've got it priced, and it's got to be competitively. I mean,
Yeah,
well,
they're the cheaper that like girls can lower a video for is like I think 10, 15 bucks.
oh, so who sets the bottom price?
They do.
The OnlyFans.
Yeah,
or
the person who holds the account can
that's
literally
they could do it for
they have
free
control
if they
of
want.
everything. Yeah, they can claim it on their taxes.
So
and
if you're
everything.
like
Fucking
if
nuts.
you're like the hottest broad in the world and you're on OnlyFans, you could charge $1 million for a video, but you could also get on there and do it for free.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I do respect whoever started that.
But you have to pay,
Somebody
right, to be a member.
yeah, like you can
membership account?
you have to pay for a subscription to them,
You understand how this works though? Like
and it takes out a month. It's like
Right.
$10 a month just to see a couple videos.
Fuck that.
Somebody formed a company. Figured out that they went out and got a web address. They got a hosting. They've got servers. They've got all this shit that they've got to buy to make this thing a reality. So like humans have put massive amounts of industrious labor into the production of pornography and sex toys and
Right.
things.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like this.
I'm not past
I'm
that.
just doing I'm doing a
checkup.
what do they call that? A peripheral vision check. I'm just
I
I'm
could
coming
see
in,
you coming in.
from the side, just seeing if he's got it.
I'm perfectly fine.
I just want to hear that.
Boom.
Man, videos are fucked up. Like, I have no interest in seeing anything besides pornography when I'm jerking
Yeah,
off. It doesn't have to be
pornography.
live. Doesn't have to be anything special.
That's
like,
the
it's
new
just
thing,
getting
man.
it out of my
I
system.
masturbate
It's
to, like, straight
it's like working
to-
out. Like these. Like,
What was the question?
Huh?
You had a question, just
No, I feel like I can masturbate to like anything. Honestly.
just put some
Like,
monkeys
if it-
on, moving around, and you're good.
No, I feel like if it's
Like My
honestly
Little
if it's
Pony.
sexual, but like if I just hear like a moan, just moan the right way, I could just get off on that.
That's
it.
You're very.
You spit in
You're
someone's
like
face and they get off.
You got a hair trigger. That's what they call it. You're ready to blow.
Yeah, once I find something that I like, I'm just like
hair trigger. Boom.
I mean,
yeah.
Maybe we're getting older.
yeah, that's true.
I mean, but I'm not older yet, so
no,
taking
certainly
life,
not. You're half our age.
Right.
Taking life by the balls.
That's fucked up.
Do it.
It's good. It's cool.
We were 21 not that long ago.
I know. I'm so
20,
sorry.
19.
I know.
Ago.
People that hear this are gonna be like,
Jesus, really?
"Bitch, you're 21."
You're
Relax.
very mature and advanced for your age.
I
I've told
agree.
you this.
Thank you. I appreciate
put
that.
you-
That means a lot.
We had a ball when we were 21.
That means a
Yeah, we
lot.
had some
I
pretty
mean,
parties.
yeah. I mean, I should be doing way worse at 21. I believe. I mean, I'm surprised at this point I'm not on drugs or fucking getting shit faced.
Yeah,
all
the
day long.
sobriety and your whole your sober thing is that's a curveball. A lot of people wouldn't be able to get. I bet they're like, whoa,
I've never
she's
even
probably
been drunk
out.
yet.
Yeah, that's wild.
No, really?
Never. I've never been drunk yet.
Well, I don't like
have not
booze,
been drunk
but
yet.
You should
One day
smoke
I
some
might.
grass one time.
I mean, I used to smoke weed, but that's as hardcore as it got for me.
That's good. That's good.
Like I smoked weed like once in a while.
I used to
Like,
do
in high
all
school.
the drugs.
yeah, stay away from most of them.
Bad. They ruin your life.
I haven't. I'm saving them for when I'm older.
I think I stopped smoking weed around the time like I got shot in the fucking leg. I think after that, that's when
Wait,
it was
wait, wait.
not like actual like point blank shot in the fucking leg. I was at a house party and there was like this fight that broke out and like somebody pulled out a fucking gun and like got shot out into like the ceiling, but it ricocheted and broke him to pieces. Everyone ran home.
You got a
I
piece
ran
of
home.
shrapnel in your
Yeah,
leg?
and like my brothers were like, "You're bleeding," and I was like, "Excuse me." I turned around. There's like a hole in my pants.
That's
and,
crazy.
yeah, I don't know if you've noticed.
bleeding.
You've been back there, so there's like there's been like a scar. There's like a scar on the back of my thigh. It like sticks out. It's weird.
Fascinating.
I know. You're
What an interesting human being. You've been shot.
Yeah.
Like if you put it on paper, like I've been shot.
I just lived like a crazy but not so crazy life. Like I'm from the trenches of the hood. Like I did not have a
It's a
good
little something me and Danimal call
upbringing.
buy the ticket, take the ride. Yeah.
Take the ride.
We're getting those tattoos.
Too
By the way.
weird to live, too rare to die.
We talked about it on a podcast, but I forgot because I just forgot we were.
We should get the sign.
The guy recorded it, and Sean wants us to get tramp stamps. We're not, but we're getting by.
No, I'm not getting his fucking.
We're getting by the ticket, take the ride.
I'm
Shit,
getting that.
man.
Yeah.
Fuck it, man. Like yeah, like
I'm getting tattooed Saturday.
We're going together to get it done, but not.
Kingsley
not
just got tattooed
specific time.
yesterday.
Yeah, that's crazy. I
Spent
think like
a
the
long
most
time.
thing I've ever been arrested for was like fighting and shit. But I
You've
always
been
made it
arrested?
home. Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Younger.
shockingly, I've never been arrested.
I've never been arrested.
Yeah, I used to fight
Against
a
all
lot.
odds.
I used
Against
to
all
fight.
odds.
Yeah, I was a fighter a lot. That's the only thing I really got in trouble for was fighting.
Wild.
And then that was it. I always made it home at 7:30 though.
What was if you
Listen
had
to the rules. Never back talk to my mom.
if you had to put the categories out there? What was your favorite school subject? Science, math, history, English, art,
Lunch,
genius.
I like lunch.
and going home. That was it.
School was not for you.
Fucking hated school.
Why? People are assholes and idiots.
No, I mean, no, not that. I mean, like, I was good in school, but I just
It's not fun.
fucking hated it.
You just didn't want to be there.
Yeah, it was
Sometimes people are
simultaneously-
too smart for school. And
I don't even think I was
can't. This is
kind of
boring.
popular neither. I mean, I was cool with everyone, and like, I went to parties, and people were my friends.
I believe it.
But I did not like. I don't to this day talk to anybody I went to school with.
That happens.
Fuck that. Like
That's natural.
I just was in school. I was just present, if that makes sense. Like I was just there in that space. People would talk to me, I talk back, and I was just there.
Crazy.
Like I became part of the Robles brothers, which is like my brother's cool names because I played sports and I got along with everybody. But that was like legit it.
Like a gang.
I had 5 stepbrothers, and I was the only girl, so they were all known, and I wasn't. So I guess I was just part of their
Like the Jackson 5 plus one.
plus one. Exactly.
That you're like the LaToya Jackson.
The plus one.
How'd you do in like writing class?
That was really good.
Because you got a book
I got a
on your
book.
hands on your
Really?
that you can write about yourself.
I don't know. I
'Cause
really
you've
think
had
I'm
a
that
life.
interesting
You've
though.
had a life.
You're only 21. You've got so much stuff to do. Like the next 10 years of your life could be filled with stuff that you're like, holy shit, this is what they make movies about.
Everybody tells me that.
Do you have
They're
any
just like, "You're
experience with
old."
furries?
I have, yes.
How about bronies?
That's
No.
fucked.
Do you know what a brony is? It is a man that
Mm-hmm.
is super hardcore into My Little Pony and likes to get dressed up as My Little Pony. Yeah, listen, I
Not
think
yet.
I think the reason
Not yet, at least.
I'm so conventional. It's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I am.
Yes, but
sexually I am.
Yes, me too, me too. But I think the reason people are telling you you're going to have an exciting life is that
I'm pretty excited.
There are certain people, I'm one of them, just saying. There are certain people out there that when they say they're going to go do something, they just go do it. And there are people that like do things that other people just wouldn't do, okay? So there's a certain switch in regular quotation marks, people's heads that they're like, oh, I couldn't go do that. Like, hey, go. Like right now you got no kids. You got your responsibilities, whatever. But in a couple of years, whatever, you got nothing going on. You can go do anything. You can go work on a cruise ship. You can go fucking anything, anywhere in the world. If you really want to go do it, you can do it. You know what I mean? And most people don't go do it because they've got a mental switch in their head where they're like, I can't do that. But you don't have that. You have the switch that, fuck this, I'm going to do whatever I want whenever I want because it's going to burn out sooner or later and then I'm done. And that's really what's going to propel you into like the cool, exciting, possibly dangerous but fun things that you'll get into. So that's, I don't know. I guess I'm
all about dangerous.
I'm gonna leave off on that because I don't want Dan to pass out. What do you got?
Let me let
Chris is like,
sorry, you're right.
Give your
Hey now.
Sorry.
That sounded cool.
It sounded pixie-ish. I felt like I just went to where's Tinkerbell live in the
what?
tree there?
Neverland.
Neverland.
Yeah.
Neverland.
What would you want everyone
Pixie
to know?
Hollow.
Like what?
Pixie Hollow. That's
Pixie
it.
Hollow. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Sorry.
Thank you.
What's your message to the world about what you do and just like sex work and sex work in general?
Sex work is real work. It is something that you have to really put yourself forth for. Like you have to be as open as you possibly can. Know your limits. Know what you're not okay with. Know like what you're getting yourself into. Be ready for all the backlash because it will come. You know what I mean? Like I said, just always expect respect. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like it's only your life to live. Like who else is gonna live this for you? And nobody has the ability to make you feel some type of way you don't want to feel, and that's just it. You know what I mean? Like you only live once, so just fucking do it. Like
YOLO.
Nike.
I have some last words for the podcast.
Please do.
One hand washes the other.
And somebody from Adelaide, Australia, please sleep with Matt Zazurko.
Please.
Hey, we'll see you everybody next time. Thanks a lot.